Hello, fellow followers, and welcome back to FanZcene. And this is a physical media show. And with me tonight, as always, is Tom and Runner. Tracking. You know I love me some VHSs. I know I'm weird, but I do.
That brings back memory. We watched a movie when a kid before they had auto tracking. Your dad would say, "Tracking."
Yeah,
and
tracking,
the kid had to get up. Why don't you do it? Because you got the little fingers.
Exactly. I don't know what I'm doing. You do it.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta work that little knot just right. Like, yeah.
Then I was thankful for auto tracking when they started putting those on.
Yes and no. In some cases, the auto tracking was always off whack, so I had to just adjust it myself anyway.
Oh man!
But
I'm here. Sorry.
No, you're not.
Hey, I had to put on socks. My feet are.
Are you coming through the wrong mic again?
Oh, fuck.
Double check. Double check.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah,
mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Yep, you're
there
right.
You go. You're better. Oh, you don't sound like you're underwater anymore. Welcome, Runner, to the show.
Yes, welcome, Runner.
Thank you.
How have you been?
I had to get socks because my feet are cold as fuck.
First you're hot as fuck, now you're cold as fuck. Make up our minds.
What?
Sorry,
what?
For those who don't know, before the show, he was griping about his room being so hot.
Yes.
So now he lives
No,
in his mom's
no.
basement.
My old room.
Now he's a basement dweller.
Fuck off.
Figures out.
I'm not gonna get into this, okay? I told him the story privately. I'm not gonna get into this live. That'll be in for another stream.
I told you that private.
It's okay. I lived in my mother's basement for years. In fact, I still live in mom's basement. But in Russia, living in mom's basement is upgrade.
I saw that video that you uploaded.
It's like owning your own property. To see, like, here it's like having a ranch.
I saw that video this morning you uploaded, Tom. Holy
I gotta
shit.
come up with a name for him. I haven't yet. Oh, Rocky IV. People were asking about that.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
in my country, Rocky IV ends much differently. Drago wins. He has the same speech, but Drago wins. He beats that little shit with all his might. And he's like, if he dies, he dies, but we win. War, yay!
He wins. If he dies, he dies.
And then the music starts. Dun, 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 dun. I love that movie. It's great.
Hey.
With Drago is wrapped around in the Russian flag. It's beautiful. It's very symbolic.
It make me cry.
It did. It made me squirt a couple tears into my vodka. See, that's my good vodka glass. That's what I have in my hand. That's my good vodka glass. Nobody touches my good vodka glass with me. I have not washed this glass since 1983.
It is a valuable glass.
And I don't know when it was washed prior to that because I got it given to me by my grandfather. It was his vodka glass until he started keeping his teeth in it up until 1983 when he passed away. And this is when I rinsed it out before I used it for my first drink when I was 4 years old. I had my first drink of vodka.
I love it.
Absolutely, and, positively. Time for the talk about the physical media because they took away my Netflix. So now we're stuck with physical media. And guess what? All we have is 3 VHS tapes here. That's it. 3 tapes.
And they're not the good ones either.
Well, they're pretty good. We've got Back in the Future. I like that. It's got the Michael J. Fox. And then we have Smokey and the Bandits, which I really, really like because it has the Burt Reynolds and Sally Field, and you like her. You really, really like her. And then this is my problem. I have All Dogs in Heaven, right? But somebody taped over half of the movie with the football. So now I don't know if the dog go to heaven. And it sounds just like Smokey. And I'm worried. I know this. He sounds just like Smokey from the Bandits. So, or no, he sounds like the Bandit. You know what I'm saying.
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
Reynolds, I could hear the mustache.
Turd Ferguson.
Yes, they took my Netflix away. I've been watching Back in the Future, and I'm talking to my friend. I'm thinking about he has a copy of Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Oh.
I might trade All Dogs in Heaven with him and lie to him and tell him it's whole movie.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good
It
one.
will be a good trade for me.
Well, exactly. But to everybody in the chat, Anthony Draven,
I like that movie with the Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, with his shirt off.
Yes, he does take he's a very Ubermensch, yes.
Yes.
Takes off the shirt and fights the Tyrannosaur.
Yeah, the back in the future.
Back in the Future is a good movie.
The beginning of view is that guy from Night Court, Janos.
No, the Back in the Future thing fucking killed me.
Back in the Future has Michael J. Fox from The Family Ties, and it has the taxi guy who drives a DeLorean. Yes,
the hippie guy that's always high.
Yes, he's high.
But yes, okay, hell to the chat.
I must go now because you're talking about the physical media, and I don't have none. I only have 3 tapes, so that's it.
Well, at least you got a couple good ones.
Yeah.
If they're good.
Yes, and that was great. That was a great opening. I mean,
did you see the video where I think he clipped it from one of Culture's streams, and then it was a Netflix thing, but I saw it this morning when Tom uploaded it. It was fucking hilarious.
Hey PJ, how you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up, PJ?
Yeah. So yeah, hell PJ, Maria, Bryant Barth, Anthony Draven,
random Brad here,
Blackroyd, random Blad, Tyrell 72,
random Blad.
Brad, sorry, Brad. Sorry, I don't.
No, I'm still Blad is my cousin.
I was still thinking it's the Russian guy.
So do you call
Vlad? That's what we call him.
So do you call Brad Pitt Blad Pitt?
Vlad Pitt, yes.
I call Brad Pitt Brad Pitt. I don't know what you're talking about.
And why did you call random Brad?
Because I was thinking about the Russian guy. Why do you live in a basement? I mean,
you can go fuck yourself. You know that? I had no other choice.
I've tried. It hurts.
All right, let's leave Runner alone and get to some. We actually got news. I don't have any rumors this week. Do you have any rumors?
I did hear that possibly. What's it called? The Lost Boys is 4K on October.
Oh, I heard about that one before too. See, that's the thing is, I think we're just getting closer to that one actually being announced because I remember bringing that one up before.
Yeah, I remember you brought that up. I know today, Shout Factory has some site exclusives. You can get the 1970s Doctor Strange TV movie.
Oh, I saw
Watchers
that.
2, and I can't remember the other one, but it wasn't very good. So there's those.
Are those on DVD or Blu-ray?
Blu-ray.
Oh, send me the link. I want that Doctor Strange one. I have Dr. Mordred. I don't have Dr. Strange.
I know. I've been meaning to get Dr. Mordred too. Let me find the Shout Factory link real quick.
Yeah,
sorry
I saw that today
that.
On Twitter, the Shout Factory Doctor Strange thing. I think I tried watching some of it on YouTube, and I'm like, I can't. I don't know. Now that I'm older and I'm like kind of getting into more of this shit because of you, I'm maybe I can watch it all just because of some of the bad movies.
You got to try to watch some of the bad movies, some of the older ones. Because I grew up on them, so I've never really had a problem with like old 70s, 60s, 50s, 30s movies because I just never had any problem watching them.
No, I know. Now that like I'm kind of getting into this whole culture and all that, yeah, I can probably handle it more.
And speaking of DeBart Reynolds, Rough Cut is coming through Paramount Presents Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So I did see that one.
Yeah, Rough Cut and Benedetta is getting a 4K release. God Told Me To is getting a 4K release from Blue Underground. Not a movie I'm familiar with, but looks interesting. So then we also have Sequest coming from Mill Creek. This took a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah, but it's Mill Creek, so
be warned. But it's kind of pricey, so that bodes well. That means cool. That might be means. Well, and I'm curious. I think Universal owns the rights to that, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta check.
What owns rights to what again?
Sequest.
And
if they ended up remastering it for like Peacock or something like that, or whoever owns it probably remastered it for a streaming service recently, so it probably a decent master. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and wait and see. I vaguely, I remember the show growing up, and I got a lot of people got mixed reactions to it when we brought it up earlier. So maybe the show isn't as good as I remember. So
I remember parts of it vaguely, but I remember Jonathan Brandis because of Sidekicks and all that. So I remember that. I watched
of course, Roy Scheider from Jaws. That was the thing that that I saw right away. It was like, oh,
yeah,
Jaws.
Him too. Yeah, that was the draw. Seriously, yeah, him from Jaws and Jonathan Brandis. That's why I remember watching parts of it, but never like fully getting into it.
Yeah, and then that was the other big release announcements, and then we had besides Criterion.
Oh yes,
which has a couple of 2K announcements: Summertime and Drive My Car, and then in 4K we're getting Devil in a Blue Dress, Okja, if I'm saying that right, or Okja.
Yeah, that's the Bong Joon-ho movie.
Yeah, I think so. And then the Virgin Suicides and one I predicted, I believe was it on this show?
I believe it was last. Was it the night Kevin was on here from the?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hit. Yep.
Raging Bull from Criterion Collection in 4K. I knew it was coming. I had that feeling,
Yeah, and you're spot on because they're releasing it. So there we go. I think that was about it. It's been really slow.
Very slow week.
There
was a delay in some Studio Canal title, and I forgot what it was now. Oh shit! And I saw it in between, and I forgot. But I think it's still coming. But yeah,
I do know. Funhouse, Cat People, and Dog Soldiers have all been delayed to July.
Okay.
From Shout and Scream. So
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up moving Fargo to like the third quarter then or something, maybe. Because we haven't got a date for that yet, have we?
Don't think so. I don't think they ever announced the date yet. Just that they did confirm it.
Didn't they? I thought they confirmed like a month or something at least.
I don't know.
Well, they announced that it came out at the same time as they announced the initial June releases that they moved to July, but they still haven't set a date for it. So some of us were assuming it would come out in June as well. But if they're moving these to July, then that means it might be another month or two after that. I'm thinking. Because like they kind of the release kind of goes by how they announce them or however you want to put it. So like there's a reason they didn't announce the date for it yet. Is my point.
True. Excuse me, I'm still coughing.
I hear you. But yeah, that was all the news we had, really.
Yeah, that's it. And that's it. That's it. There's not much to talk about there, is there?
No, it's a pretty slow week.
I know it's been slow. My coming soon to Blu-ray or 4K videos I usually do pretty good for me, and I haven't been able to make one because I haven't been able to find enough to talk about.
All Father had was mostly newer stuff posted, so outside of Lost Boys, which we already kind of knew about.
Yeah, we kind of knew that. So we got a $3 super sticker from PJ from Orville Nation. It's says fist bump. All right, thank you, PJ. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
PJ. I don't play too many clips on here, so let's do some Ninja Turtle stuff.
Look at the
penis. You'll never look at a pickle the same way again.
I remember seeing that in I think it was like a compilation of band commercials, and that was one of them.
I did it.
That's the Michael Bay Turtles, right?
I'd
Yeah,
like to know how they got away with that.
That's what I would like to know.
Nickelodeon, there's no way they would allow that.
Yeah,
exactly. It's Nickelodeon, which is crazy, but this is the thing, that is arguably the best thing to come out of those god awful movies.
You're not wrong. And actually, that suit in that movie looks 10 times better than anything that was in the Michael Bay movies, because that's an actual physical suit.
Yeah, it is.
the RAF,
the one in that commercial that he just played. Yeah.
Oh, seriously? That's not CG. That's not.
No,
CG?
That's completely real.
That's completely. Yeah, that's real.
Play it again. Show him.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you guys want to see some more Ninja Turtle dicks, so.
Fuck yeah. See, actually, if they would have went that route, it probably wouldn't have been as bad. I mean, I probably would have been able to accept it a little bit more.
I agree. It'd be fucking hilarious.
It doesn't look as like weird that way.
Yeah, it would. Practical suits are way better than the CGI, anyways.
And it doesn't seem so hulking either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what bothered me. The Ninja Turtles are supposed to be 4 foot.
See,
they're short.
This is the thing. I saw that first movie like when I was like starting middle school, I think, with my dad. And I thought those and listen, I was dumb as shit then. And I didn't know shit about like movies or any of that. So I thought those suits were real. I did. Just like the
Henson
90s
did a great
ones.
job, man. I mean,
and then I watched the behind the scenes stuff and I'm like, oh my god, they're not fucking real? What the fuck?
Man. Do it, Tom. You gotta do the what's that Tim Allen used to say? Baby circles.
Mowing the lawn.
It looks like Data carving.
I don't even know how we got here.
Somebody said they pay us for dancing, and I'm like, I don't even need to get paid.
Hold on a second. And by the way, yes, I am wearing glasses.
These fucking nerd.
Hey, fuck you.
No, you stole my glasses.
Are they the same?
I think you got a silver thing in the middle.
Yeah, I do. I have a silver thing on the side.
edge. Are those the actual Ray-Bans?
Well, no. These glasses are just for blue light blocking protection.
Gotcha.
I just bought one of those. I'm like, you know what? I might as well have a pair of glasses at some point. I don't. It's not an eye thing or anything, but yeah, it makes me look more like a nerd.
Got to get more confidence.
Four-eyed geek.
What do you got first, Runner?
Yeah, let's start with you, Runner. What you got?
All right, so this one I luckily got one of the last two at my Best Buy. I know Tom is probably in one of his picks too. And yes, if you like sci-fi, you like animation, if you like dragons and big tits, here you go. Heavy metal.
Call it heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Oh yeah,
nice.
I did not bring it tonight because I have not got to watch it in its entirety, but I did check it out.
I watched the ending in 4K. I haven't seen the whole thing.
I'm looking forward to getting it. Like I was telling Tom, you guys actually reminded me when you guys were showing me the pictures of your heavy metal that I did not order it. It was still in my list, not my cart. So I'm getting it this weekend when it comes.
It's got the little.
That's cool.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah, like I watched like a little bit in 4K, and yeah, it looks pretty fucking good.
Especially compare it to the Blu-ray, man. It's a world of difference.
Yeah, I don't know what the Blu-ray looks like. I have not seen the sequel yet. I probably will get to that in a few days, probably.
The sequel's it's not bad, but it's not great either.
Here it's all right for the most part.
I haven't seen it since it came out. It was kind of meh.
I mean, I've seen like pictures of it, and I'm like, I mean, like the animation's fine. I don't get that same vibe from the first one.
The first one is just like all around great. It's just great.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, holy shit. Because the reason I even like found it out was because of that. Of like literally this announcement, the 4K announcement, and Tom was talking about it, and I'm like, maybe I should watch this at some point. So I added it in my list. I eventually watched it. I'm like, this is fucking great.
Nice. And we got a $3 from Maria because she digged our dancing. You're welcome, Maria. You can clip that and save that. And since you gave us $3, you can have this.
Please don't go this way.
I just had sex. I'm about to eat nachos. It's the greatest moment of my life.
Did he cut his dick off? I mean,
I don't know. He just.
It's probably a different way of heating up your nachos. I think I remember seeing. I won't forget the first time I've seen that clip. I like laughed to death. Like it was so fucking hilarious.
I know. I just love the way they clipped it together like that.
And
but
and then I'm like, and then I dug more on YouTube and like what the hell is that? What the hell is that even from? Like the movie, like where he's like. And then I saw that clip and I'm like, holy shit! And then it kind of made it less funny for me after finding out what movie it was from. But no, that clip is still, oh my god! I mean, not as funny as it was the first time, but it is fucking.
Yeah, it's still funny. But glad you finally are getting into this because, like I was talking to Tom, I was wanting to get now that this coming out, Rock and Roll and Fire and Ice. So I'm looking forward to hopefully. Maybe this will lead to those getting some kind of 4K or better Blu-ray releases.
Yeah, there's quite a few I can think of too. I think I've heard rumblings about Fire and Ice because I know Blue Underground released the Blu-ray on that, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've got a 4K in the pipeline.
It's cool though, but that's I'd say, Runner, you're improving your filmography. So
hell yeah.
It's a great pick, and I dig that Steelbook. I can't wait to get it.
And the Dolby Atmos mix on that is just fucking amazing.
Oh man, well, you would
there
tell
isn't
me
really
that.
much for special features. Like the only new special feature on there is
it's
a
like
little new 10-minute thing.
Yeah, it's a 9-minute thing of like some like Ivan Reitman's in it, Kevin Smith, and like a few. I think what's his name? Norman Reedus is in it too.
Yeah.
Like talking about heavy metal, pretty much.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm like, yeah, that's the only new thing added to it. Otherwise,
I did watch that. It was all right.
Yeah, so I mean, outside of that, but I mean, just the upgrade in the picture and the sound. Kevin
Smith didn't cry, so that was
well. Then he didn't care that much about heavy metal.
Yeah, true.
he didn't cry, so he didn't care.
And it didn't make him cry, then it wasn't that good.
Oh man, but yes, I'm glad you finally got it, Runner. You got me excited for you and Tom both got me excited for mine coming this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be something I can finally watch because I usually watch a lot on the weekend. That's when I usually get all my watching in. Plus, I got a big Kino order.
Kino order?
Yeah, I ordered Kino that sale. I have a bunch of those movies to get to too, so I can bring them on here.
Yeah, I got a ton of those I gotta get to.
Yeah, but that was a good first pick, Runner. Way to go, Tom. You want to go ahead?
You might like some of my other picks, actually. Like it might get better.
Well, this last weekend was Easter, as y'all know,
in
most places. So I partook in the 10 Commandments. And this is
how's that look on 4K?
Oh, it looks great, actually. I don't even know if they have the original negative anymore, but it still looks amazing because I think it was shot originally on like 65 millimeter or whatever, or 70 millimeter. And this actually is a special 4-disc edition that has the silent version as well.
Oh, nice.
A 4-disc edition, 2 Blu-rays have the original film on it, and then the 4th disc is the 23 version, and then of course disc 1 is just the 4K Blu-ray, but it looks really great. It's a good film. I like it quite a bit. It's a classic for the holiday. As far as look wise, I love the look of how Technicolor looks in 4K. I mean, it just pops. It's like what it was made for. You know what I mean? It just like feels like a film again. You know, it's just amazing. That's
what I've been thinking about picking that up because I still have the Blu-ray with the 10 Commandments and Ben-Hur comes, you know, the big set that they put out a while back. So I've been thinking about upgrading it.
Yeah, Ben-Hur is one I was hoping they'd get to 4K sooner or later as well.
Yes.
I think that has a 4K master from that.
You would think. I mean, that's one of the, like, much like 10 Commandments there.
I think for the last Blu-ray they did it scanned in 4K, but I could be mistaken. But why don't they make films? They do, but it's usually it's not studios, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of it wasn't as a niche market as it was back then. See, like you have a lot of the what is it, like Clean Flicks or whatever the hell they're called, or whatever. Anyway, you know, the companies that do specifically like religious type films and stuff like that, they do a lot of historical religious films still. It's just, it's not done on the caliber it used to be. You're right. Even like DeMille did like, I think 6 biblical historical dramas himself, including 10 Commandments. So yeah, it used to be kind of a big thing in Hollywood. And I think it just, the US became a bit more secular, or however you want to put it, I think, or at least in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a, you know, from a religious aspect, I can watch it without that, right? Like, I just like it for the...
Yeah, it's a good movie all around.
Yeah, it's just a good movie. It's a good story. I mean, the story of Moses is what Superman is based on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can see that in the story. And this is, of course, kind of the definitive version of that story, right? I mean, it is just an epic tale, and it does hold... I mean, when you come up with the term epic, when you refer to films, this clearly is one of those films that created that term, right? I mean, this is a huge film, and you see it in the grand scope of the entire picture. And I mean, it runs almost 4 fucking hours long, but you don't feel it.
No, it doesn't, man. Like when I pop that in and watch it, or like even when I catch it on TV at Easter, which I still don't know why they play it at Easter, but you can just sit there and you just like 2 hours later, you're like, oh man, that was, you know, it didn't even feel like 2 hours, and you're still going, and it's still great.
You don't know why they play it at Easter, or they don't anymore?
I've never understood why they play
the
it's
story because of Moses at Easter.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Shows you how good my religious knowledge is, and I
kind of wondered that myself, so I actually had to ask somebody at one point. But then it's like, oh yeah, duh.
Sorry to disappoint you, Dan. Not today. Some other time though, maybe.
No Snyder movies today.
No. And Maria says, "Holy crap! I think that's the first time I've actually ever seen Tom."
Really? I pop on once in a while.
Really? Yeah. I mean, you're not on cam a whole lot, so I understand that.
I don't know where my mind was thinking of. I should have known that because I actually am religious. It's just been a while, so.
Well, it's funny because I watched I brought on The Last Temptation of Christ here, 2-3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Not even. Well, so for the first time ever, being Easter, I watched that, the 10 Commandments, and I watched The Passion of the Christ. I'd never seen The Passion of the Christ before.
Oh, really? I like The Passion of the Christ. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It reminded me a lot of the Last Temptation of the Christ.
Yeah.
It was very, like, almost the same time period, the same kind of, just from a little bit of a different perspective in a way.
Yeah. I watched it in the theaters, and I got to say I enjoyed it. And I know
compelling.
Yeah. I know you got to read it, but like I always felt like when you're watching that, you don't really need to read it because you kind of, even though they're speaking the ancient language, you kind of know what they're saying.
Until the other day, I guess there's an English dub of it.
Oh, really? I've never seen.
There's a Blu-ray that came out that's out of print. It's not the one with the bluer cover, I guess, but I don't know about that one. I have no idea if it's on that version's on there or not. But there was one that had like a whiter background with Jesus's face and like more brown, and I guess that one has an English dub and the cut down version, because there's a version they cut down from an R rating so they could show it in churches and schools and stuff like that. So that version's on there, plus the American dubbed version, or English dubbed version, or however you want to put it. Sorry. I didn't know this until the other day. I was just looking it up because I watched it on Amazon. It was for free on Amazon. I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. I'd never seen it before. And, I knew it was going to be in subtitle and all that stuff. So I was prepared. Yeah. But no, I was really, really good. I was kind of impressed with how good it was compared to how built up it had already been. Right. Yeah. Like, it's just one of those films where you're just like, wow, it does live up to the hype.
That's it. That's cool.
I mean, I hate using that term for it, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it really was a compelling, moving, very well done depiction of the events. Now, accurate, and I can't say that in the least, but yeah.
I dug it. Like I said, I saw it in the theaters. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I am religious. It's actually been a while since I've.
Well, I'm just not a scholar, so I can't speak to how.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and go, well, this is not accurate in the least.
I'm not religious at all, so I
wouldn't. I was raised in a religious sense, but as far as like, I mean, I don't.
My mom, my grandpa was pretty religious, and then he just told my mom, like, you just choose your kids what you kind of want them to be, because like they would go to church and stuff. It's like you make the decision whether you want to take your kids to church or not. It's like, and she was like, yeah, no.
Well, in this movie, like, even if you take out the religious aspects, right? Let's talk about, this should be one of those like 4 or 5 films that should be in film school 101, right? Right alongside like Citizen Kane and Wizard of Oz and certain things like that. Because this utilizes every element except for music, probably as far as like a musical aspect, that early Hollywood, like the peak of, right? It's a huge Technicolor epic. You know, when you got like the chariot scenes where they're heading off, you know, to go get the Jewish people, like the whole thing is like that. All those accidents and shit are real, right? Like, I mean, you couldn't fake that shit. You didn't have those kind of special effects, you know. And then speaking of special effects, just how they managed to do the parting of the Red Sea and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Just all the technical side of that, just alone. Like I said, you take any religious elements out of it, and it still belongs in that pantheon of look at what movies can do and what they did in 1954, right? Like, this is the peak of that era. Like, if you want a movie that really kind of captures everything you could do with film in that time period at the peak, at the best, and probably the most expensive movie you could find at that point, this is probably it.
Yeah.
And it showcases it so well. The costumes, the sets, everything. It just, I mean, think about like in 4K, like a scene that stands out to me most, like in my memory, besides like the 2 or 3 obvious scenes that, you know, you would go to, like the parting of the Red Sea, and of course the 10 Commandments scene where he brings down the tablets and the golden calf and all that stuff. The other part that stands out to me was when the blood starts to flow in the palace.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That stands out like just amazingly in the 4K. It just pops. And then it's just intense. Like, and the sets really pop in the 4K. So
I have to pick it up now.
Yeah, and like I said, if you can get your hands on the Steelbook, it actually is the 4-disc edition. As far as I know, the regular standard one doesn't come with the silent version. So if you want the silent version, try to find this version. But if not, I think, you know, if you're not that worried about the silent version,
I would like to, because it's pretty cool that Cecil he made the silent one too, didn't he?
Yeah, he made both of them.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I said. It's pretty cool.
And the other upside is the I believe the silent version also has a documentary about Cecil B. DeMille on it, so you also get that as well. So
that's cool.
So
I'm
it is
definitely
kind of
gonna
worth
check
it. Yeah,
that's because I've been wondering about it, because I have, like I said, I have the Blu-ray with Ben-Hur and all that, and it plays good. So I've been wondering how great the 4K is. So, now you've made up my mind.
Definitely worth it. It's nice to not have to flip discs too.
Oh, tell me about it, because the one I got is like, once it's done, you got to put another one in.
No, you just sit through the intermission and you're good to go. Or you can skip it if you really want to.
Yeah. And yes, Marie, it is. 10 Commandments is such an excellent film. It is really a good film.
I really do hate when you have to change to like the second disc to watch.
That bothered me about Godfather 2 on DVD for years. And I think even the old Blu-ray was on 2 discs too.
The Snyder cut is 2 discs, unfortunately. It's like
I don't know how they can do that on 4K, but okay.
Like, no, because here's the thing. I'm like, because here's my one gripe about it. It could have all been in one fucking disc, and then you could have put that little documentary thing in the second disc and not the first one. That was dumb as shit.
4K Cinema says I have the 4K and the Blu-ray box set comes with the silent version.
No, thank you, PJ. It was my birthday.
There might be a box out there.
10 days ago.
Yeah.
No, I have I have both releases. I have the standard 4K Blu-ray release that has just the 3 discs. It's just the 4K Blu-ray and the Blu-ray, 2 Blu-rays of the movie.
It was last Sunday.
So there might be another set that I don't know about. So, you know, if you can't get the Steelbook, maybe there is another one, is what he's saying. So, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, people. there you go, motherfuckers.
I have the Snyder cut on 4K too, Runner. So, but I haven't watched it
yet. I haven't
watched it though.
If I find it cheap this Black Friday, maybe.
Yeah,
I feel like you will.
I will. I'll get to it eventually. I got it free. I got it for Christmas. So,
I think it's like last I saw it on Best Buy. It was like $20-something.
Yeah, still too much for my blood.
Yeah, I know. I bought it for like 30, and it's worth it.
For
At least
you,
for
it
me.
is.
Well, yeah, for me.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go to me.
Your turn.
My turn. I'm going to start off with something simple. It is a VHS, but it's just because today is 420, and I brought this.
Changing it up.
Excuse me. Now I got a coughing again. But it's oh my god. But since it's 420, and I didn't want to bring the most obvious of obvious comedies, that they got out there. So I got Flashback with Dennis Hopper and Kiefer Sutherland. I don't know if anybody's seen this or anybody likes this movie.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. Okay, I was a little worried. It's a great movie. It's about an old hippie who gets arrested by Kiefer Sutherland, who's FBI, and it's a journey through like the past and the way the world's changed and stuff. It's a really good, fun movie. But yeah, that's was my little like 420 sort of.
Would you be interested in trading for All Dogs in Heaven?
No, thank you. Because I heard that you don't have it all the way on the VHS tape.
Shit.
You should have just used your regular voice, Greg.
I know. I always try to do that. But yeah, if you've not seen this one, I would recommend this one. This is a great one.
I have
Dennis Hopper plays a great role.
My DVD went missing. I still have the case, but I can't locate the DVD.
I hate when that happens.
And I love that film. It's a great fucking film. And when I found it on DVD, I was so elated. And now, like, I swear somebody ripped it off. It's one of those harder to find films, but I'm sure I can find it now easy on DVD on eBay, but still.
Yeah, I haven't looked for the DVD, but I found this VHS cheap, so I just picked up because I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I watched it. And
it's on HD and digital.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder too, because honestly, I didn't even know it was on DVD. Personally, I thought it was still just on VHS.
Yeah, it's just a basic bare bones DVD, but yeah,
that's cool. Is it a prequel to 24 FanZcene? No, but it's actually really good because
it's actually more of a kind of a spiritual sequel to Easy Rider.
Exactly. Yeah, because he's like this hippie type guy who was like traveled the world and was like he made a name for himself in the 60s, like doing all that stuff like you always hear about. And then he supposedly was it that he supposedly did? I can't remember.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah,
but, I mean, they even reference Easy Rider in the damn movie.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, and Tyrell went and said the same thing I did. I wasn't even paying attention, but
yeah. There you go. What's up, Red Gaze?
Yo, Red Gaze.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude? I fucking love that guy.
But yeah, it's
how
like
you doing, Gaze?
Yeah, and then Kiefer Sutherland is like this straight yuppie FBI guy who actually has hippie roots, and it helps him readjust. And then like the whole point of at the end, it's like, oh, we're just going corporate in the 90s. So it's pretty interesting. I dig it. It's a fun watch. You got to really watch it, and I think you'd enjoy it. But yeah, since it's sort of 420 and it's hippies and stuff, I figured I'd bring something a little different.
I'll have to keep that in mind. It is on Vudu for $13.99 in HD.
Oh, is it? I'm gonna have to check that out myself. Because I like I said, I didn't even think about it being on DVD. I just found the VHS
on Netflix a while ago, but
was it?
Maybe. For some reason, I remember having it in my Netflix thing to watch, and I just never got to it.
I honestly don't really go through Netflix that much.
No, but it is one of those guilty pleasure films. It's really great. Got a great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't scroll through Netflix as much unless there's like a movie I haven't seen that is added on there. Then I'll watch it.
But yeah, I mean, I dug that, so that was pretty cool. And now I'm gonna have to look for the HD digital version of it. So I'll check that out. But yeah, there you go, guys. Go.
That's my turn.
All right. Yes, it's your turn, Runner.
All right. So this movie is fucking incredible. I watched it a few months ago because my dad made me, and it's a good thing he did because this movie is absolutely fucking hilarious. A lot of other people, I'm pretty sure Greg and Tom have seen it. I won't be surprised I would be very surprised if they have not seen this movie because it's definitely up their alley. It's a sports movie. It's a comedy. It is brutal as fuck. Slapshot.
Oh yes, years and years ago, and I have it. Yeah, I don't have the Steelbook, but I have the old.
That is nice looking Steelbook, though.
Yeah, this is the Shout. This is the Shout Factory Steelbook. This is this fucking incredible movie. It's hilarious as fuck. If you have not seen this movie, go watch it.
Exactly, it's good old school comedy with Paul Newman. I like it.
I was reluctant to get it because I didn't know if it was anything different than the Universal release. Because I never saw Shout did like a proper release of that, so I'm like, what the hell? Is it just like a Steelbook that they just released with the Universal disc in it, or what?
I don't even know. Let me see. I mean,
I'd have to see what...
it's got the both Shout and Universal
Yeah, it
logo
looks
in the
different.
thing.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't say though. You don't have the J card or anything with it to say what was on it or anything. Does it say anything on the back about it being anything new or anything?
I don't know. It's just got this little like drawing.
Oh, okay. What's it say on the
right
bottom
here.
there? What's all that stuff?
It came with this as like the back part of it with the Steelbook.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Audio commentary. It's all the same shit that was on the Universal one.
It most likely
it doesn't
is.
say. Yeah, it doesn't say it's a new scan or anything. So, all right, yeah, okay.
No, I doubt it wouldn't, just because it's Blu-ray. But yeah, good fucking movie. It's a good movie.
It's a nice hockey flick too.
It is really good. I mean, like I've never been like huge into hockey or anything. Like, I mean, I'm not too big into sports in general, but sports movies I've really like grown on lately. And this is a good example of one, because it was weird. Like one night, my dad and I were just talking about sport movies, and he thinks like I haven't seen, or he doesn't think I've seen a lot. And I'm like, I've seen a decent amount of sports movies. And then we looked at some, and I told him like, okay, these are the ones I still need to see. And I mentioned Slapshot, and he's like, you've never seen Slapshot? I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking hilarious. So then we just watched it one night, and we just laughed our asses off.
This is what I like. This is what I like, because like now Runner's telling his dad, like, you've never seen, and he's making lists for Rookie to watch movies. So
that was funny. Like on my birthday stream, like I mentioned to like Rookie, like, dude, like we gotta like talk movies sometime, like on it's either on, I forget if it's on his channel or the Phantom Collective, where he's like talking about movies with a guest. I'm like, I want to be a part of that for like one movie at some point. And I gave him a list of some things that personal things that I would love to talk about if you have not seen them, kind of thing.
Runner's growing up.
Yeah, and then I told the story to Greg, and he was just like, "Oh my God, Runner's
cracks me up." But yeah, Slapshot with Paul Newman is great flick. Great.
Yeah,
flick.
It is so fucking good.
Just don't watch the straight to sequel that they had, straight to DVD sequel they made years later.
There's no fucking point of even watching it.
Yeah,
it doesn't even need a sequel if you really think about it. But like, what was it? What I remember, what was it? One of the, I guess, one of the, is it? I forgot if they're twins or triplets in this. The brothers.
Oh, I think they're triplets.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Or they basically all look the same, but like, but there, like, one scene that cracked me up the most was when they're all they're all like standing for the national anthem, and the fucking ref is like telling him like, hey, like, if you do this, you'll be disqualified, and he's like yelling at him saying, I'm listening to the fucking song. I laughed so fucking hard. It's so fucking good.
It's good. They don't make comedies and stuff like that anymore, man.
No. Like, I mean, listen, like, I know a lot of people have been asking this question, but what was like the last good comedy? The Hensons, thank you. It was one of the Hensons that said, I'm listening to the fucking song. It's like, oh my God. That fucking cracked me up. But that was the funniest thing in the movie, in my opinion. No, but what is like the last like good comedy to come out?
I honestly I couldn't tell you because I don't really.
My guess.
Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers was a good one.
When did Step Brothers come out?
10, 15 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's closer to 15.
Okay. Let me look that up.
So I think the 4K Blu-ray is like the 15th anniversary or something like that.
I have like two movies, like I would say fairly recent that, I mean, not too recent, but like ones that I would say are like damn good comedies. Let me see. Step Brothers.
Have you never seen Step Brothers?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it once.
Oh, I was gonna say the way you're looking it up.
Step Brothers is good. Step Brothers is good.
See now, like I like
2008.
things. Yeah, see, I like things like I liked the Happy Time Murders, but I know most people didn't. For instance,
is that with Melissa? What's her name?
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy's in it, but it was the one the Henson guys made.
Yeah,
Brian
the
Henson
puppet guys. Yeah.
And I actually thought it was kind of clever, but I mean, like again, there are a few random things here and there, like the Greasy Strangler was fucked up.
Okay, so for me, the last good comedy, in my opinion, it's a tie between these two. Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder is a good one, yeah.
Or The Hangover.
I didn't care so much for The Hangover because my issue was
I fucking love The Hangover.
Everybody did, and I'm like, I liked it the first time when it was called Dude, Where's My Car?
I mean, but I would probably give it to Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
When did that come out? 2010 or 13?
No, it's 2008. It came out the same year as Iron Man. Came out the same year as Step Brothers.
Okay, so yeah.
The Hangover was 2009.
Some
people like 40-Year-Old Virgin. I mean,
40-Year-Old Virgin's all right.
I haven't seen.
To me, it was the beginning of the Apatow takeover, though, and
his movies got crappier as they went along.
That's what I've heard. You know, it's funny. Like I was on one of Kai's streams with Justin and Rookie, and we did a list of who would be in a Judd Apatow Marvel movie.
Oh God! Don't even.
No, so if you watch that stream, if we watch that stream, we just list like actors who have been in his movies. And
I'm the Hulk.
No,
you're Ant-Man in this universe too, Paul.
I think we casted Seth. I think we gave like Thor to Seth Rogen. I think, or something like that.
God,
I think the whole.
I mean, of course, you'd get Amy Schumer as Captain Marvel. I mean,
we didn't get Amy Schumer just because she sucks. I think for Captain Marvel we got what's her name from Parks and Rec.
Mm.
Well, I forgot her name. Not Amy Poehler, the chick that dates Chris Pratt's character.
I did just watch The Wolf of Wall Street the other night again.
Oh, of course.
That's a great movie, though.
It is good.
It is weird, but it is kind of a comedy. It's like Scorsese's comedy. It is kind of.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Are you fucking high?
Yeah, Aubrey Plaza. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
We casted her as Captain Marvel.
Would you consider it a comedy or black comedy, Tom?
It's pretty much a comedy.
Yeah. But speaking of which, what do you got for us for your second pick of the night?
Boy, let's go with let's do this one. Arrow recently did a 4K release. This movie was released in 1994, I think. Yeah, 94. As kind of a sister piece to Bram Stoker's Dracula, and that is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Directed by Kenneth Branagh and produced by Francis Ford Coppola.
I gotta be honest, I never really liked that movie.
I like it. The ending is weirdish.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the closer adaptations to the book.
It is, and I think maybe that's because I was so used to like the Universal monsters and stuff that when I saw that, I was kind of confused until I actually read the full-on book, and then I got it.
See, now here I had the opposite problem. I didn't care for Bram Stoker's Dracula the first time I saw it, and later on I kind of warmed up to it. This one I loved from the very start, and I can see where you're coming from. Over time, this one has not aged as well as Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Because I remember not liking Bram Stoker's either, but then I really dig that movie right now. I mean, like I think now that I'm older and I've seen it, I get it. I love I like that. It's been a while since I've seen Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Maybe I'll give it another watch and maybe I'll
I don't know. See, I agree with you in a sense that it doesn't hold up like it used to in some aspects. There is some cheesy elements to it that are just like that's kind of dumb. But yeah,
I have not seen the movie yet. I've seen the 4K from Arrow in a few Best Buys near me. I have not grabbed it just because it's like $25. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, it's
because the other 4Ks I've gotten from Arrow, which are I think one of them was Flash Gordon, which I showed last week, and then the other one was Pitch Black. Those were like $16 each. So I just got them for cheap. Like,
I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, it's like if Bram Stoker's Dracula is like an 8 out of 10, this is just like a 7 or a 6 to me. It's like I said, it's a nice companion piece, especially like say if you make a double feature night out of the first original black and white films, and then you can the next night watch, Coppola's. Yeah, it's kind of cool little thing to kind of have as a bookend.
I should do that because it's been a while since I've watched that Frankenstein. Because I remember I didn't. It's not so much that I didn't hate it. I just was like, what was that? At first.
Well, and seeing De Niro's version of the monster does take some getting used to, and it is. But again, it is closer to the book, right? It is.
Yes, it is very. Because after I've read the book, I was like, okay, I get what they were. The actual story of Frankenstein now.
Yeah, so, yeah. And I mean, it's kind of cool because you kind of see where they got the whole universal idea from, which we kind of grew to love. But yeah, no, I love it. See, here's the thing: Dracula, Frankenstein. You can't make enough versions for me, right? I have a collection of both that is crazy. Like my Frankenstein collection isn't as big as my Dracula collection, but it's getting there, which is weird because I actually probably
love that.
What's that?
I love that you collect the Dracula.
I love that. It's weird because I'm not like obsessed with them or anything. It's just I like the idea that there's so many, and every time one comes out, I grab one. Like when you showed Dracula, I didn't even say nothing that night, but I went right in and bought it because
it's a great. That. Have you ever seen Dracula?
I remember it vaguely, but you like reminded me of it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm glad
I
you picked
swear
that too.
I've seen it as a kid on like cable, but like it's like, oh yeah. And there's other ones that I remember from time to time that it's like I wish they'd release, like the Polish Vampire and a few other ones, but like more so Dracula itself, right? Like is the whole thing. Yeah. But to me personally, which is weird because I actually preferred Frankenstein as a story. Like if I have to watch one, I prefer Frankenstein, and in fact, I'm one of those who says the Bride of Frankenstein is superior.
So it is. I go back and forth between the Bride of Frankenstein and the original.
And that's what I liked about this movie is that they did add elements of the Bride of Frankenstein to this.
Yeah, you're right. They did, didn't they?
Yeah, and it has its own little twist bits at the end, which I kind of liked too, that aren't in the book, that are kind of taken from all kinds of different eras of. Because that's the thing is the Frankenstein mythos story, whatever. First of all, there's 2 different versions of the original book. Most people don't realize. And I believe this is based more on the 1818 version of the book as opposed to the 1838 or 39 version of the book, which is the one that Mary Shelley had changed a few things in.
Right.
And that was the version that most people know as far as reading wise. So like there's even that aspect of it as well. So it depends on which version you read because there's like a whole new segment and a few things that are changed in the book that were changed from the 1818 version to the other one and stuff like that. But even as a reading, Frankenstein is much more digestible compared to Dracula because Dracula is like you're reading like a bunch of letters and shit. It's really kind of
you're reading what's his name, Harker's letters.
Yeah, it's kind of dry and it's kind of gets you into the element of the story. But Frankenstein is just kind of a juicier tale.
Yeah. I'll have to rewatch it because it's been a long time. Maybe I'll find a new fascination for it. Maybe do like the Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and the one movie, The Bride, and then Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Well, it has so many elements, right? It has the on the surface element of should we play God, and obviously not, right? And then you have the other element of how men just get obsessed with their work no matter what else is out there. You know what I mean? Like, so there's little things that are in the story of Frankenstein that are really cool to kind of dig into and overanalyze and shit like that.
I agree with that. You made me rethink some of Frankenstein there, Tom. Nice.
Especially if you know the life that Mary Shelley had. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that makes the story even more kind of disturbing in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Some of the shit she suffered. I mean, that woman suffered nothing but death in her life.
Yeah, she did. I remember watching the history
and
thing
so
on
you
her.
can see like where the obsession fed into her, into the character of Frankenstein, where his whole obsession with, I will not allow this to happen again.
Exactly.
And then all he does is bring death with creating life. Like, there's this whole like thing with the story. Like, and again, I'm not saying anything that a million, film historians haven't said before.
Right.
Literature historians haven't said before either. But, it's just one of those great tales that you can continue to tell in so many different ways. And I have nothing against another new telling.
No.
Give me another one.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
When they talk about making new Frankenstein and Dracula, I never have a problem with that because it's never like a remake to me. You know what I mean? Because there's so many ways you can tell these.
Exactly,
yeah, it's just readaptation. So I'm all for like a new Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman.
We haven't had, as far as I know, to my knowledge, a real modern Frankenstein film.
No, we haven't.
And what I mean by modern is not like new, but I mean like set in the now, right? Like, and you could do some cool shit with that because, like, look at how far technology is there, right? It's not so much about reanimating life now as it's like creating synthetic life.
Oh yeah.
Right? Let's take a twist on it. Like, let's say, we have the ability now to create, fucking organs from, stem cells and shit like that. So take the original idea and just transfer it over to things like that, right? Like, let's say they create an entire being. Yeah, like they create an entire synthetic being, and you can just translate all the same elements and ideas that are in Frankenstein into the modern day so easily and accessibly, right? Because that's the first thing that the creature would ask is, do I have a soul?
Tom,
right? And all that kind of stuff. And that's a big point of the book. And he doesn't even have to be ugly. That's the other part, is that you could play on that too, is the creature's uber beautiful. Because it's your perfection. Right?
Right. And that's why I say, Tom, you really need to watch the first two Reanimator movies.
Oh, I'm sure I do. I have them. I've seen
they
them
are essentially they're H.P. Lovecraft's
kind of
Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah. You really got to get it, especially the first one's the best, but especially with the bride Frankenstein sort of goes into some of that. Or the Bride of Reanimator, goes into sort of some of that. But yes, I could agree. I could see like a perfect synthetic man or Frankenstein monster, and how it looks innocent and looks perfect, but how death could follow it in the modern day. I could totally see that.
The entire same story just set now, and instead of just reanimating dead life, it's just creating synthetic life. And like I said, all those same elements and what's the word I'm looking for? Not messages, but not even cautionary tales, but just all the things that Frankenstein's monsters dealing with and Frankenstein himself are dealing with. All those things can be translated so easily into modern day without really disrupting the story.
Right. It really could, and as long as you don't bring in like modern day other stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I
themes,
can totally.
That's the word I was looking for. Themes. The same themes as the book. Yeah.
But yeah, and Brian Barth wanted to know, do you think Kenneth Branagh is a better actor or director? I think he's a better director personally, but he's a really good actor too.
He is a good actor. I haven't seen
he's
a whole
probably
lot
a better
of
actor than director, I would say.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen a whole
I
lot
liked
of
a couple of his directing, so
I haven't seen a whole. The only one I could think of on top of my head in terms of like what he directed was the first Thor movie, which I really liked. That's arguably the best Thor movie in my opinion.
Now, I know what Martin's talking about here.
The only one I liked.
Blumhouse is actually producing the new MonsterVerse movies. I think Alex Kurtzman's attached because he got his little hooks into it. So hopefully he'll have like zero influence. And he's only attached like because he produced the original Mummy movie.
Wasn't he part of wasn't he part of the Dark Universe?
That's my point. Yeah, I think they're probably contractually obligated to have him as a producer. Yeah.
I've also heard Paul Feig is in on it too. Feig, whatever his name is. I've heard he's in on it too.
Really?
Good Lord, I hope not.
Yeah, I've heard something about him doing a monster movie
with Alex Kurtzman.
Not with Alex Kurtzman, but doing one of the new Universal monster movies. I've heard him.
Easy to do this right now. I don't even want to get into the whole logistics of how you do it, but it's pretty simple. You just set it up like the Avengers. You have your good bad monsters and you have your bad monsters. You set them all up in their individual movies, and then eventually you have Frankenstein's monster and Wolfman and let's see who else would be good. Let me think here. Like the Invisible Man versus the Mummy, Dracula. And who else would be the creature from the Black Lagoon on the other side, right?
Right.
Like that's basically what you would have. Just a monster mash.
That shit would be fucking cool if they did that.
And then of course you have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde being the chaos theory.
It would be so cool. It's just they can't get their crap together. I mean, legitimately, the original Universal Monster movies laid out the map for a cinematic universe.
Pretty much. And they did. They had the original crossover films and the versus films and all that shit. Yeah, I brought that point up too. It's all there. It's there. You just got to kind of reestablish it. Yeah.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
You can't really be accused of copying Marvel when it's like, no, motherfuckers, they did it first.
Yeah, we did it first. We're just reorganizing it into a more cohesive storyline.
Exactly.
And my favorite's always been the Wolfman. I don't know why, it just is.
He's a great tragic character.
Yeah, I think that's why I just Lon Chaney's performance and the tragedy of like he's really this good person, but it's like the Hulk sort of, So you got that sort of.
Greg's a furry confirmed.
And Dan, yes, I'm aware that it's very much like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yes, I know. But it would just be the Universal monsters or whatever you want to call it, just the main monsters, right? In the Monsterverse.
Exactly. And then you could just do like in the Avengers movie, just call it the Monster Mash movie, like you said. So
it's an all-out monster mash.
Yeah, could you imagine like you could do old school like trailer guy and all that? You could do that.
See Frankenstein fight Wolfman. No, actually,
I would love to see like a fight break out and like, some type of Halloween party or some shit. Yeah, it would be fucking epic.
Well, you got to keep it even, so that's why I said
they should totally fucking do that though. Like you can sort of do it the way like Phase 1 started it, with the MCU. Like I would totally be down for that.
Yeah, you got kind of, the bad guys are still a little overpowered over the good guys, but not quite. Like I said, you got the Mummy, Dracula, and the creature on the bad guys team to start out with, and then you have the Invisible Man and the Frankenstein monster and the Wolfman. But then you have Dr. Jekyll, who's a kind of a wild card, right?
Right. You never know which way he's going to go.
He's fine when he's Doctor, but when he's Mr. Hyde, that's a different story.
That would be cool because like you could really set him up as like the Genesis,
like a Green Goblin character.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, like somebody like that. That could be like the central figure.
Let him take over.
That's who you get to play it.
Oh shit! Yeah, you could even get him, man. Willem Dafoe. That would be perfect.
Do you know that the Robert Eggers Nosferatu isn't happening?
Yeah, I knew that.
No,
that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I thought because wasn't that supposed to have him in it too?
Yeah. He was supposed to be the starring role. I know. Like, here's the thing. I've heard, like, I kind of know who the character is just because I've seen him in like some of the film documentaries I've had to watch for school and stuff, but I've never seen the actual movie. Yeah,
it's basically Dracula.
Yeah, it's Dracula.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I think like for someone like, was it Robert Eggers? Yeah, I think he would be really good for something like that. He's one of the few like directors who actually like seems to give a shit,
Well, at least we have Shadow of the Vampire.
Yes, and what's his name? Willem Dafoe played him in that. So,
why did you have to eat my cinematographer? Why couldn't you eat somebody like my script girl?
I'll eat her later.
I remember that, and then Nicolas Cage's company produced it too. So,
yeah, John Malkovich.
John Malkovich, and who was the woman?
I'm trying to remember now, but that needs a fucking Blu-ray release.
Yes, that does.
Oh, I got the DVD somewhere still, but yeah, that's an oldie.
Actually, I have Geek Flag with Nate. I've seen that one. It was all right. It wasn't the greatest.
All right, is it my turn or your turn, Greg?
It's my turn. You just
I don't
did
even know where the
Frankenstein,
fuck
which you
we're
made
at
me want to
anymore.
rewatch that now. Honestly, you really made me want to rewatch that now.
We talked for such a long time. I kind of thought Greg already went.
Me too. That's where I was confused. It's alive.
We got on a really good subject there. So
yeah, I was gonna ask like did Greg already go?
Now I know what it is like to be God.
All right.
Now my movie's going to spur absolutely no conversation.
Well, try to impress us at least.
Oh,
maybe
my picks are not that impressive today. I'm honest with you guys.
Is it a movie?
Hey, Flashback was a nice surprise.
Yeah, Flashback was good though. Yeah,
especially for 420, man. I mean, good
exactly.
Pick. I didn't do any 420 picks, sadly. Kind of, sort of, not.
I guess all mine you could kind of watch if you're stoned. All mine, they're kind of, and like I said last week, I'm kind of on a like sex comedy kick. So this is one I had never seen, and I'm really glad I got this from Kino Lorber because this movie is really good. Up the Creek, starring Tim Matheson, Dan Monahan,
Animal
and
House
Stephen
reunion.
First.
Yeah.
Yes. So this one, it was actually really good. I was surprised. It's I can't believe I had never seen it before, and it was great to see all these people come together in this movie. So it was really fun. It was a fun time. If you don't,
never heard of it, so
I doubt you had. It's an '80s comedy.
I have the Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet to get updated. But I do vaguely remember seeing it on cable way back when. Yeah,
it's not too bad. Tim Matheson and Stephen First from Animal House, like Tom said, and then Dan Monahan, who was Pee Wee in the Porky's movies.
Porky's, yep.
Yeah. And I can't remember the other guy's name. Sandy Helberg. This is like these four guys. They're like the worst of the students in this college, and the dean, for whatever reason, picks them to be on the rafting team to win them a trophy. And if he does that, they all get to choose their major. They automatically get a degree in whatever major they want. And the reason he chooses them is because they literally have nothing to lose. So if they lose, it doesn't mean jack. So maybe he thought that could motivate them. So they go down there, and they're just this ragtag group of out misfits. And there's boobs, there's comedy, there's drinking and explosions and whitewater rafting. Stuff. Yeah, so it's actually pretty funny.
Everything a growing boy needs.
Yeah, it's really good. I was surprised. I had never seen it before, and I've heard good things about it, and I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad I picked up that from the sale.
I don't remember if it was like kind of generic or not, but like I picked it up too in the sale. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. It's your basic 80s comedy generic tale, but it's the performances by Tim Matheson and Stephen First are really good. So. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and also the what I found really funny is Jeff East, who played young Clark Kent in Superman. Mm-hmm. He plays the blonde-haired '80s villain bad guy in this. So
you actually get to hear his real voice.
Yeah,
finally?
you get I'm staring at him, and I'm like, I know this motherfucker. Who do I know this guy as?
Recognize his voice.
Yeah, and I looked at the back of the case, and it's like young Clark Kent. I said, "That's who he is," and I was like, "That's what he sounds like."
Yeah,
doesn't sound like Christopher Reeves, but he doesn't sound as bad as you would think. So.
Well, yeah, because they dubbed Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, they dubbed Christopher Reeves. So,
which is weird.
Did you say Christopher Reeves?
Christopher Reeve.
There you go.
This is him always trying to correct me.
I love you.
But it was actually a pretty fun watch. I enjoyed it. And the chick in the movie is the chick from Ghostbusters that in the beginning when Venkman is shocking the guy. So like the main chick lead is the blonde that's sitting next to him. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty fun. I liked it. But like I said, that movie wasn't going to spur a big conversation like the last one.
I just wish I'd watched it recently so I had more to say about it.
Yeah. I think you'd dig it. I'm
sure I will. I got it. Yeah. Like I said, I got so many of those Kino movies I haven't watched yet.
I know. But I watched it. It was pretty fun. And, it's just one of those silly 80s sex romp comedy type movies, college kids, even though they all look like they're 40. So it's a good time.
Yeah, I was going to say, up in the 80s, he's got to be getting a little older looking there.
Yeah.
Just pre or post Fletch.
I'm not sure.
83 would have been Fletch.
It's 84.
Oh, yeah, that'd have been tough sell.
Yeah. So yeah, Tim Matheson does look pretty old in this, but they make it like he's like been there for a while
or whatever.
Yeah, sort of like Van Wilder, like he's been there a while. So
the 6th year of college was my best one. What are you, a doctor or something? No, I just haven't figured out what I want to do yet.
So yeah, it was good. He wants to be like an English major, so like the whole movie, he's like like narrating the movie when he talks about what they're going to do. So. But yeah, if you get a chance to check it out, Runner, you would probably even like it. So
yeah, I might.
Yeah, so that was mine. I know it spurred a big conversation about philosophy and death and playing God, but there you have it. So what do you got,
Life
Runner?
and death itself.
Hey, like I said, and I plan on doing this video here soon, so be on the lookout. I like B movies and boobies, so.
No,
so do I. Don't worry, I got some on the way.
I like some B movies too.
Yeah. So
B movies and boobies are great.
What do you got for us, Runner, for your third pick of the night?
All right. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Well, yeah, you have, Tom.
Damn it.
And I remember that exact stream. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Everyone has basically seen it. It's The Big Lebowski.
Oh. La, 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 la.
I'm the dude. My dad was Mr. Lebowski. oh, crap.
This is not an nom. There are fucking rules.
What happened here? I'm messing this all up.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
You're out of your element.
The Chinaman is not the problem here, dude.
I am the walrus.
I need to rewatch the movie.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Cross the line.
I don't know how many times I've like I don't know how many times I've rewatched or replayed that one like part where Tom was so fucking mad when Culture picked this movie as like his number one of that one year in one of Christie's streams.
I think I watched
it came out that year.
Yeah, when you forgot it came out that year, and you're like,
it in that list, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah,
because the funny part is you were like, oh, you picked Godzilla just to be an asshole. It's just fucking hilarious. I haven't seen that Godzilla movie, but that's for another time.
Lord,
what
have I done?
Culture is like, oh yeah, this is the number one. No one can argue. And then when he picks it, you're like, fuck. Like the way you just screamed. I wasn't like in the chat. I think I was like listening to the stream while I was doing other shit. And I just laughed my fucking ass off. I'm like, what the hell happened? and then you're like, I thought this was late.
I swear it was like I can't remember. We must have been doing 98. I think I thought it was 97 or something.
It was 98.
Or were we doing 97 and I thought it was the other, vice versa, one or the other, yeah.
You said you thought it was like early 2000s or something.
I don't remember, yeah, but like I was fucking pissed. Because it wasn't on the list of movies, because I always went to Wikipedia and just looked up every movie that came out that year and I'd make a list and then I just kind of pare it down and then, yeah.
Oh, and The Big Lebowski was not.
I just didn't see it, or it wasn't on the list, or maybe it got. I'm trying to remember when it got released. It could have very well been one of those limited releases in the year before for the Oscars, and then it didn't get a real release until the following year in the early part of the year, or something like that. It's hard to say.
And listen, I'll tell you this. This movie has one of the greatest intros I've ever fucking seen in a movie, with Sam Elliott narrating. And it's got I forgot what the song is, but
The Man in Me, I believe it is.
Yeah, something like that. Dylan. Yeah, like that whole beginning is fucking...
I'm just thinking about when that dude throws that coffee cup at his head.
La, 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 la.
No, it wasn't that.
No, I
That's
was just
the
thinking about
opening?
that part. That part was
What's the
hilarious.
opening then?
The opening. No, I don't remember the song.
Shit.
It was.
Are you thinking about the opening of the song?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the opening song now is.
The opening song.
I thought it was The Man in Me, but now no, it's not. It's
I don't know.
I don't
Tumble
remember.
something.
Oh, the Tumbling Tumbleweeds. Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that one.
The Tumbling Tumbleweeds.
Yeah, that song with Sam. Yeah, Sam Elliott's narrating was just fucking brilliant. I
ain't never been to London. I ain't never been to France. And I ain't seen the Queen in her fancy underpants, or however the saying goes.
No, that.
What was I saying? Oh, damn it! I lost my
and,
train of thought.
And funny enough, Avengers Endgame is what introduced me to The Big Lebowski.
Strange.
Wonder why.
Yeah, I know. Because at the time when I saw
Oh,
the
when he
movie,
calls him Lebowski. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, when Tony's like he calls Thor Lebowski, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is that a reference to something? Like that was my one question. And then one of my friends told me, is like, oh, you've never seen The Big Lebowski? And I'm like, no. It's like, it's like, and then I watched it and I'm like, holy shit, this is so fucking good.
It is a really good movie.
Yeah. So
Oliver Rugg, man.
Yeah, the whole thing with the rug. And listen, let me point this out real quick before we move on to someone else. I think once we move on to Tom's next pick, I will accept a remake for this movie if Culture plays the dude, Culture Casino plays the dude, and Tom plays John Goodman's character. I don't know
who's gonna be Donnie.
Runner can be Donnie. He did get killed.
Shut the fuck up, Runner.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could probably play Steve Buscemi's character. that would be fucking great.
I'll direct it.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. You suck.
They're calling the fucking cops, man.
I was gonna say it would probably make more sense if I was Donnie. Yeah, that would definitely make a lot more sense. Who should play oh fuck what's his name? Who licks the bowling ball?
Oh, Jesus.
The Jesus.
Jesus.
He's the same guy that played Falcone in the new Batman movie.
Yeah.
That guy.
Totoro.
Yeah, something Totoro. He was also in Do the Right Thing.
Yeah. Look, you've seen Do the Right Thing.
No, I had to write a paper on it.
That's good. Like, sometimes he says like these movies like I never would have imagined he's seen. And I'm like
that it's probably the only Spike Lee movie I've seen, and I do have it on 4K on it.
It's probably his best one in the end. I mean,
it's a damn good movie. I mean, I think I've seen a little bit of Malcolm X.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that one.
What is the best Cohen Brothers movie?
For me personally, Big Lebowski.
I was about to say Big Lebowski.
It's the only Cohen Brothers movie I've seen.
Wait, didn't they do Raising Arizona?
Yeah, Raising Arizona. There Will Be Blood.
I own True
or not
Grit
There Will Be Blood.
on
No Country for Old Men. I mean,
yeah, No Country for Old Men.
Is True Grit good?
It's not bad as far as remake or readaptation.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I still prefer the John Wayne one.
Yeah,
but it's not bad at all.
I think the John Wayne one comes with the double feature that I have.
That's cool.
Because I bought it for like less than $5 at the place I work at.
I mean, what I liked about their version is there's bits and pieces that they didn't do in the John Wayne version that are from the book and stuff like that. But other than that, it's decent. It's a different take on the character, which is, so it's not like it's two completely different tones, obviously. But
yeah, I mean, they at least did a remake right, so
yeah, it's not too bad.
The Dude and the Duke.
Fargo's pretty good too.
I still have not seen Fargo yet.
Fargo's a good one.
I like it, but my favorite of theirs is Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I gotta go Big Lebowski.
Yeah, that's like the most like when
I
if
like Oh
anyone
Brother,
says
Where
Cohen,
Art Thou as well.
Oh yeah,
like here's the thing,
that's
if
probably
anyone
my second
mentions
favorite one.
if anyone mentions Cohen brothers, yeah, like most people are gonna think of the Big Lebowski because that's what most people have kind of talked about
Yeah,
when it comes to their work. And for some fucking reason, I found this out on my birthday stream. I don't know if Tom, I think Tom might have left around this time, and so did Greg. But for some damn reason, the rookie critic does not like it. He does not like the Big Lebowski. I'm like, what the fuck?
well, that's Rookie don't like much.
There's some times where I question his taste. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ghostbusters is another one too. That's
Yeah,
like,
I just can't. I don't have time for that kind of negativity.
oh
in my
yeah,
life.
like no, because
Why don't you
I don't
just
know,
shit
but
on me and tell me you don't like fucking Jaws while you're at it? I mean, come on.
right.
Who
Well,
wants
I
to
think
see a
he
big
didn't.
fish eating people?
I think he said he liked Jaws though.
Well, it's just
No, but what I don't know why we mentioned the Big Lebowski, but I think maybe it popped in my head. I'm like, oh, Rookie, that's probably one you should watch, the Big Lebowski. He's like, oh yeah, I did see that. I didn't like that one. I'm like, what? Like how do you not like the
not
Big
enough
Lebowski?
tomatoes in it, probably. Cruel Jaws, regular Jaws. I can't. I'm not sure I can argue with that necessarily.
Hey,
well, clearly,
Chet, Rookie, if you're watching this, I love you, buddy.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's no accounting for taste, man. It's just I can't.
Well, I'll listen. Let's be honest. Justin Proper's taste is far worse.
This is sometimes true. Yes.
Yes.
I've gotten into some weird arguments with that kid.
But
what fucking movie did you watch?
That's a good pick, though, Renner. Big Lebowski, it's a good one. Tom, what do you got first for your next
Speaking
one?
of what movie did I watch?
Well, the Big Lebowski one was one of the ones that actually came in the mail.
Well,
just as I got home. The same with Slapshot.
I guess Kitty made up my mind. He's laying on one of the fucking cases that I can't. So I guess I'm doing Robocop now. So of course, this is a film that I have had every single home video, DVD, Blu-ray, now 4K version of.
VHS?
Starting back, yeah, I had it on VHS as well. Starting back with the original Criterion collection DVD. This is one of my first DVDs I ever got. It was one of the first 3 I ever bought at Best Buy. I got this, Blade, and what was the third one? I think it was Austin Powers, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't Austin Powers, then I'm trying to remember now, but that was one of my earlier ones too. But yeah, so that was that. And then of course, years later, we got another DVD release from MGM, which I got rid of when I got my Steelbook, which I wasn't able to locate. But then that didn't really matter too much because then we got this new release on Blu-ray from MGM, which comes from a 4K master and also carried over all the special features that were on that 2-disc special edition Steelbook. And then, of course, last year, what was it, 2 years ago? I think it was last year, one of the two, we got this one from Arrow, which is a pretty nice Blu-ray remaster of the 4K transfer that other one's from. It was a little bit better. Some new special features, but I never paid attention because it's the exact same thing we got now with the new 4K one. The only difference is just 4K discs and the other one's Blu-rays.
Right.
But I realized that it's missing a couple of special features when I was reading Tim Salmon's review of it over on the Digital Bits. So we'll get into that part. But first things first.
So does the sorry, real quick. So does the Blu-ray from Arrow come with the special features?
Yeah, all that's the Blu-ray version and the 4K version are identical.
Got it.
They're just the only difference is one's 4K, one's Blu-ray. But the Blu-rays do not come with the 4K version. So
okay.
So if you want, you gotta get one or the other kind of thing. But otherwise, all the goodies are all exactly the same, even down to the poster and the book and all that stuff. Outside of probably the writing of the mastering part, I didn't check there to see if that's different. But I would assume it's upgraded for that, for the 4K version. But let's talk about the positives first. I mean, you get Quite a few new interviews with people attached to the film, so that stuff was a pleasant surprise. There's some great. They upgraded the deleted scenes. Most of them are in HD now, which is great. I think there was a few other goodies here and there that were pretty cool. But the missing of the other features, though, that was a problem for me, because Flesh and Steel was the longest and best of the documentaries that didn't get carried over, which is the true making of the movie. The ones that are carried over to Arrow are kind of the more secular special features, like that just kind of talk more about like the casting, specifically like the villains and the special effects and stuff like that, not about the actual making of the film itself. And then there's also some issues with, I guess, the commentary being I guess altered or deleted some spots from it. I didn't get a chance to compare it to my original Criterion edition, but that's where it comes from. So I will try to compare the two and see what's different. Other than that, though, the movie looks amazing. It's the best it's ever looked, considering how old this scan is for a 4K scan. It looks great. It's one of the better 4K releases as far as the era, because they made sure that a lot of the effects and the opticals, the matte paintings and stuff were all done as close to the negative or on the negative as they could be. So that also helps with the transfer on the disc here. The upgrade, all the sound, different various sound versions are available on this disc. The Atmos upgrade is a worthy upgrade. It's right in line with like the 4.0 mix. I'd actually listen to that or the Atmos or the 4.0 mix before I do the 2.0 or the 5.1 actually.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, that's kind of the newer thing, I guess, that's added to the 4K version is let me look here. I don't think the other one had the Dolby Atmos track on it. I believe this was just this only has the 5.1. So there is that difference as well. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's definitely worth the upgrade. It's a little pricey.
Yeah, it's about what, like $32?
And you have the single Blu-ray version of the one I just showed the trilogy of. So if you want to show that quick to people. So if you do get this version, you might want to keep this version of the one I showed you. So you make sure you have all the special features.
And it's, I mean, if you don't want to get the Arrow, because I know the Arrows can be a bit pricey for some people, like we talked about backstage, you can usually find this one for about $5.
And it technically comes from the same scan. It's not
it's the same
exactly the same. It is a little less quality because it's an older Blu-ray, but
and it's got all those special features that Tom was talking about right there.
See, and I explained this to Greg and Tom backstage, like because like he mentioned, you can find this in like a $5 bin type of thing. All I've been finding in $5 bins are Last Jedis, Captain Marvels, Solos, like all of the dog shit that we've gotten recently. That's what's in the $5 bins near me.
You want to know something? I found
Greg. So Greg, just listen to me. If you ever say your Best Buys are so much better,
I think you can get it for like $7.99 right now on Amazon. No, I'm getting that trilogy for like 13 or 11 or something like that.
No, like real quick, like I'm just saying, like Greg, like if you ever say, oh my god, like I hate your Best Buys or whatever, like Greg is like so jealous of the stores near me. I'm like, dude, like yes, I might have some lucky, picks here and there, but like listen, like I've watched like some videos of like people like hunting down physical media and stuff like weekly. Those videos people make.
I've seen those videos,
yeah, so like I was like, I see their Walmarts and I'm like, their Walmarts are so much fucking better than mine.
I don't even shop at Walmart anymore. For
me neither.
They're horrible.
I rarely go there because it's like, I think the last time I went was to check to see if that exclusive Spider-Man No Way Home cover was there, and they didn't even have them.
That's crazy.
Really? At Walmart they didn't? Yes, did they have it at all, or they were just sold out,
like there were none. There were fucking none. It was just Matrix. It was just Matrix Resurrections, which no one's fucking getting.
Oh, they might have sold out.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Like it.
But I got this RoboCop one for $5. I got it at Big Lots.
Yeah.
What?
It's not the worst. It's not the worst version of it.
No, it's not the worst.
I work at a Big Lots.
I'd say, well, start looking at your stuff.
Yeah, well,
now we know where to find it.
Dude, I'm like, I'm always peeking at the physical media section. It's mostly dog shit. You know what's funny? They added the Michael Bay Turtles movies.
There you go. Pick it up, Runner. We know you like it.
I might pick it up and then return it back and get my money back just to piss off Tom one day.
I own them, but I shouldn't.
I actually own the Steelbook.
The only reason I actually have them is because they were 3D Blu-rays, so they're
it's the 3D Blu-rays that are like $5.
Yeah, I got them for like dirt fucking cheap. Yeah,
yeah, but I can get them for less since I work there and I can get a discount.
For that, it's worth it. I mean, even just
listen. I didn't hate the first one when it came out. Like at first, I thought it was cool. Just because it was my first time seeing a Turtles movie in the theater, and then as I've gotten older, I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, this is not good. And I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah,
I remember my friend. I remember I think when the second one was coming out, I remember wanting to see it just because Casey Jones was in it, and he was always a fan.
Casey Jones.
Yes, it's just what's his name?
Arrow.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think the casting was all that bad. I'm like, oh, it's actually not a bad casting for Casey Jones. And
then you watched the original, didn't
you? Well, no. I saw the original. I saw the original before the Michael Bay movies even came out.
Fuck, dude.
What?
How could you?
What did I do to pick?
Tom, Brian Barth wants to know, do you wish Neil Blomkamp made his Robocop?
I just can't understand, Runner, how after you've seen the original, you could still think that movie was good. But anyhow.
Well, what movie?
Either one of those Turtle movies, and the casting or any part of it, everything was wrong with those movies. Don't even get me started on. I could spend hours on telling you what's wrong with those movies.
Listen, I only saw the first Michael Bay Turtles movie once. I might rewatch it just to see.
I'm just picking on you, but still.
No, but and I've never seen the second one. I probably will just out of curiosity.
I am disappointed.
I've only seen the first. Well, here's the thing.
I gotta answer Brian Barth. You're lucky.
Listen, the original one is the GOAT. Okay, the original one is a masterpiece.
Yes, that's better. No, I'm just picking on you. No, I wish Blomkamp would have made it as Robocop. That'd be great. But I don't think that'll ever happen. If you're a casual fan of Robocop, I can't suggest a better deal than that $11 Amazon trilogy. To be honest with you, especially if you're not that worried about getting the 4K or anything like that. Otherwise, if you're a big fan, get the 4K and then get the Shout Factory Robocop 2 and 3 if you can get your hands on them, because those are much better transfers.
They're on my shopping, they're on my wish list 2 and 3.
I plan on getting the 4K here soon, but I've been looking forward to get that on 4K for a long time because I really enjoyed that first Robocop movie, man. It truly is a masterpiece.
You think Shout Factory will do a 4K transfer for 2 and 3?
I think they're going out of print, so it's plausible. But now that Amazon bought MGM, it's hard to say.
Okay. With all their MGM titles, man.
See, and I could also see Arrow picking them up and doing them in 4K instead.
Are 2 and 3 good? I haven't seen 2.
I love 2. 3 has its ups and downs. Here's the thing: part 2 and 3 are actually based on a screenplay and script written by Frank Miller, and then they butchered it.
I heard about that.
And so you can actually get Frank Miller's versions in a graphic novel form, which I have somewhere here. But and 2 is similar-ish, mostly the closest, but 3 is where it completely is very different.
Yeah,
the basis is pretty much the same. A lot of the same things happen, but how it happens and shit is a little different, and it really kind of ties more into the second film and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a much better version of 3, that's for sure. But 2 is pretty similar, almost down to the similar story beats, almost exactly, because even Frank's in part 2.
Yeah.
I've heard about something along those lines of something about Frank Miller and RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yep. He wrote them, and then like, but like Tom said, 2's all right. It's good. I like part 2. Part 3, I'm not a huge fan of at all.
2 was actually directed
should
by Irvin Kershner as well.
Yep.
Should I get part 3 then?
I don't hate it like most people do. I mean, it's a good conclusion to the story, but
I've heard a lot of people say that 3's not good.
Robert Burke or whatever, who plays RoboCop, definitely just does not capture Robo at all. The story itself is not bad. The PG-13 is a hindrance. Like I said, it has some really great elements to it.
Why did what's his name, Peter Weller, not come back for 3?
I think it was over a financial dispute, if I'm not mistaken.
Got it.
Because part 3 was made when Orion was folding in on itself.
Yeah.
They rushed 2 and 3 into production in hopes that they would save the company. And the final nail in the coffin is when they stayed with RoboCop 3, sunk more money into it, and sold the rights to the Addams family over to Paramount. If they had stuck with the Addams family, that could have been the hit to save the company.
Mm-hmm. But that's crazy. But yeah, like part 3, like you said, it has its moments, but it's not. It's just without Peter Weller, it does lack a lot. You know,
everything but Peter Weller and that fucking other robot are okay. Like that's the thing. Yeah. Like not having Peter Weller is a big problem, and then just that ninja robot is
where he like splits in 2.
What are your thoughts on the Joel Kinnaman remake?
I don't hate it as much as a lot of the other remakes in that era. To me, it feels more like a missed opportunity because it's like there's a lot of great ideas there, but it feels so much like a fucking wannabe Michael Bay movie half the time, and then the rest of the time, the elements that are good are great. But
because I got a weird story about that movie. I've never seen it, but I've seen like commercials of it when I like watched like cartoons back in the day. Like I saw like commercials of like promoting the movie and all that, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks fucking awesome.
It wasn't that bad.
But this is when I didn't even but this was when I didn't even know there was an original movie.
Yeah, I mean, it had, like I said, it had elements to it that were kind of cool, but then it had just a lot of the same kind of problems that a lot of those remakes of the time had.
But I'll probably watch it just because I think Joel Kinnaman's a pretty good actor.
I liked how in the original film, like once Murphy dies, his family's like out of the picture until the sequel. Mm-hmm. In this version, I like how they were like wanting answers, right, and wanting to be more involved, and like it added a little bit more of an element to the film that, you know, it's easy to just kind of write the family out in the original, but like in this one, you know, clearly it adds a little bit more of an element to the film, and especially when you start the film with, you know, in RoboCop, it's a man who's turned into a robot. He's literally a robot. The only parts of him that are him is his brain and his face.
Yeah,
right.
Like, the rest of him is completely not him anymore. To where in the new version, there's a large portion of the robot that's still technically him. And in the original version, you know, he starts out as a robot and regains his humanity. In this one, he has his humanity to begin with. They take it away from him, and then he gets it back. So it's kind of a little bit of a different play on it. So, I mean, I liked those elements to it, but it just didn't work. And Bryant, that is a sad fucking story. The short version is Blomkamp was supposed to make another movie that I believe he already made. I can't remember the name of it. It was a little horror film. And he wanted to do that quick and first before he got into RoboCop, and MGM wouldn't have that. They wanted a RoboCop now. And instead of waiting for him, they decided to get a new director, which is dumb because it just takes the same amount of time. Here we are. No RoboCop movie.
Exactly.
Exactly the point. Yeah. So, and now it's looking like the chances of getting one are getting slimmer by the minute, because now that Amazon bought MGM, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, 35-year lights are coming up on RoboCop, and I'm sure the people that have a say in that might be coming back for the right.
Yeah. Get us another Friday the 13th lawsuit coming in.
Yep, exactly. And also
RoboCop.
there's another issue with that is Sony has a say in it now too, because Sony bought in on the remake since MGM wasn't really much of a fucking studio.
Yeah.
So Sony has a piece of RoboCop now too. If that's if it doesn't get scooped up by the original creators, which I think is Ed Neumeyer, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Was Blomkamp also? Was he the one that wanted to do a direct sequel to Aliens?
Yes, and then
awesome.
Ridley Scott had him chased out.
Yeah, poor guy, man. He does keep getting screwed over.
Yeah, I talked to his wife about this stuff, and it's like not stuff that she could really talk too much about because they have like this like agreement that they wouldn't talk about that kind of stuff. But like she did give us a little insight to it. And it is sad, because that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to get that other thing done first, and then do RoboCop. But the studio's like, nope.
Freaking
and to me, it's just like, do you realize you just shot yourself in the fucking foot?
Yeah.
You could have just spent that amount of time pre-production getting some things ready while he went and made that other movie. And instead you bring in a new director. Now this new director is going to take just as much time. And I said that movie's not happening. And here we are. It still hasn't happened.
Yeah, it still hasn't.
And they were this close to getting Peter Weller. That fucking close.
I mean, could you imagine?
Fell apart.
That would have been so cool, though, to see Peter Weller back in a suit as an older RoboCop, as like a direct sequel to the first one. That would have been very interesting to see what Blomkamp had envisioned.
Well, it'd be very easy to do. All you do is like, okay, OCP, 30 years later, there's some other company now or something, right?
Yeah.
You got some people cleaning out the basement of all their old technology and their old shit. In the corner, here's RoboCop hanging in the fucking corner.
Right. And then they turn.
We've got riots going on. All hell's breaking loose, just like old Detroit, right?
By the way, I have a comment on one of
get him back into commission. There you go. That's all you got to do to start the movie.
There you go. Exactly.
He's back online. And you give him a couple upgrades.
Exactly.
I have internet.
Could you imagine him
Twitter
searching through his helmet to see all the internet stuff that's happened in the past years?
You would have like an overload or something. But I wanted to talk about
in the basement.
I wanted to. I have a really good comment on Dan Blackroyd's thing where he says shame RoboCop versus Terminator never happened. Like
AVP.
Like AVP. Like I agree, a RoboCop versus Terminator movie would have been really cool. The closest thing you're gonna get to that is Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, this is the last thing I got on RoboCop 2. The RoboCop 2 that never happened. The one we almost got. Do you realize that what I just told you is almost what RoboCop 2 was? The original idea was to set the sequel 30 years in the future.
Huh.
I shit you not.
That would have been cool.
The first act and the first scene, RoboCop gets blown to shit and decommissioned. And then it jumps 30 years in the future, and exactly basically what I just said happens. And so they bring RoboCop back online. And it was supposed to be a more futuristic film set.
That would have been cool. I mean, shit, that like Blomkamp could have did that too.
But there's another twist to it that's kind of fucking weird.
Oh, what's that?
This is why they didn't go with it. RoboCop falls in love. He falls in love with the AI that runs everything.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, I shit you not. Like there was this whole like subplot of RoboCop falling in love with the AI that like runs everything. So like, yeah,
that would have been crazy.
But yeah, like to anyone out there who wanted a RoboCop versus or Terminator, I mean, the closest you're gonna get is Mortal Kombat 11 because they're both guest characters. Well, unfortunately, the Terminator in Mortal Kombat 11 was a promotion for Dark Fate.
And I don't know if they ended up, Dan Blackroyd's pointing out the Skynet connection and all that stuff. I don't even know if they might have used that idea in that comic series too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't remember the exacts, but yeah.
That'd be interesting. That would, I mean, other than the falling in love part, that would have been an interesting, probably pretty cool sequel. That's good talk. Now, see it back to me again after a cool conversation on Robocop, and I definitely got a movie here
Robocop.
that's going to spur absolutely no conversation. But
I didn't even get to say, "Where's my?" Just give me my fucking phone call.
Oh yeah, do you guys say
Bitches leave.
And since we talked about RoboCop so long, that's for later. Where's the other one I have here?
I'd buy that for $1.
Buy that for $1.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Coming with me.
I'm not arresting you this time.
That's so good.
That's so good. It is good. It's such a. It is
he
really
literally
great.
walks on water. There's an Easter movie for you. He's resurrected not once but twice.
that face he makes after he says, "I'll buy that for $1," is so fucking gold.
That movie is just great all around, man.
Like that face he makes at the very end is thumbnail gold.
My favorite line in the movie isn't really even a joke so much as it's just kind of a poignant line, and that is when he's like, "Lewis," and she's like, "I'm a mess." He's like, "It's okay. They'll fix you."
Yeah.
They fix everything. It just has such a great, like, it's kind of a chuckle, but at the same time, it has that kind of like, that Frankenstein bit to it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That is a great line. I dig that. Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
Did it hurt?
It's just
give him a hand, boys.
That's good.
You know, I did that problem.
I did that for so many years, man.
I don't like cops.
It's such a great movie.
That pisses you off.
But I guess I'll go to mine. It's
you seen my fucking face. You tried to kill me, Bobby.
Okay, I'll just show mine. It's probably one of the greatest movies ever made. Cabin Boy, starring Chris Elliott.
Would you like to buy a monkey?
Never heard of it.
It's one of my Kino Lorber ones I got. It was really cheap.
I've seen that in so many years. I have it, but yeah.
It's.
I always remember.
That's just like, would you like to buy a monkey?
Letterman's in it for like 2 seconds. Would you like to buy a monkey?
Yeah, and he calls him a little girl and everything. But this movie was considered one of the worst movies that was ever made back in the 90s. For
good reason.
Yeah, it's not a good movie, but it's just a really funny watch as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it's not a good movie.
You know, though, you got a point there, Greg. Like, there's a lot of these movies like that I'm sure now that like in retrospect, like I'm sure I hated at the time they came out or just didn't care for. But in comparison to some of the garbage we get now, it's like I'm sure that stuff would be almost kind of nostalgic in a weird way.
Oh yeah. You go back and you watch stuff like that, even the stuff they say like was one of the worst movies from that time period, and you're like, well, it's way better than what's going on today. If you give it a little second chance. I just always liked it. I always thought it was kind of funny, and it's just one of those, like, I like bad movies and stuff. So it's just one of those movies I just remember catching late night one night on TV and just having a fun time watching about how bad it was. Ricky Lake as the helm of the ship, she grows a beard and everything. And
to be honest, I think I was one of the 2 people that saw it in theaters, and I never watched it again.
I never saw it there. I just caught it on late night cable one night. Just like, what is this? What is this stupidity? It's hilarious. Yes, these pipes are clean. He becomes a man. He has, sex with the 6-armed woman, and her husband's the Cyclops guy, the jank Cyclops guy. It's just all kinds of stupidity. It's Sharky, the half man, half shark, because his mom had an affair with a shark, so Sharky was born. It's just all kinds of, it's just nonsense. And then the chick trying to swim across the world that they pick up. I know I'm talking to myself about this movie.
No, it's just I sadly, like I said, I think that's the only time I've seen it, and the only part I really remember too much out of it. I mean, I'm remembering bits and pieces now that you're talking about it, but the only part that I remember sticking out was David Letterman. Like, that's really it. Like,
that's because David Letterman was a huge fan of Chris Elliott. He had him on the show all the time. Yeah.
Well, and they always did a bit with that and I think they even did a bit with it on the Oscars.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's why I probably remember it the most.
Yeah. It's a fun, silly movie. Like Random Brad said, I dig it too, Random Brad. I know it's a bad movie, but I get a good chuckle while watching it.
It's the reason that Chris Elliott doesn't really act anymore.
Yes, it was very detrimental to his career and the director of the movie, which they have a little thing about that on there.
Oh, do they? Oh.
Yeah, it's where's it at? Thought they had it on there. Maybe I didn't. No, I guess they don't have it on there.
Oh.
I could have sworn I read that was on here. Maybe it's in the commentary. They talk about it. I think that's where
who directed it.
Adam Resnick.
I kind of know the name. I'm trying to think.
I
just remember it was one of those movies.
Yeah, it was one of those. And have a good night, Nate. Thank you for stopping by. I just remember it. And I know like I said, I know it's a bad movie, but it's just a funny watch. So I dig it that much. So yeah,
I dig it, man.
I dig it. It's kind of cool and hip. Yeah, it was produced by Tim Burton. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Tim Burton.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So what do you got for us, Runner?
Yeah, your Runner. What's up?
All right, Tom, you're really gonna like this one.
I hope so.
You will. You will.
We're already on our last pick here.
I'm pretty sure Greg has seen this. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he has seen it. Tom, you're actually the one that talked about this once on one of the 4K for You shows. And just by you talking about it, I'm like, I actually got to see this movie. It's a comedy. Yes, it is very underrated. And I watched it for free on like YouTube or something. And I bought it on DVD just because it is that fucking good. Drowning Mona.
Drowning Mona. What do you do when life gives you shit? You make a shit salad.
You wanted to buy a vowel, so I let you buy a vowel. And then you wanted the free spin, so I let you go for the free spin. And then you wanted the trip to Acapulco, so I let you go for the trip to Acapulco.
I remember that movie. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
And good Wheel of Fortune?
It's a good movie.
Did he say ovaries?
That and Danny DeVito, man. It had a good cast to it. It was funny.
Yeah, this cast is great. Yeah, exactly. You have Danny DeVito, Bette Midler, Jamie Lee Curtis, Neve Campbell, who's hot as hell in this.
Oh, that's why you went and saw it, because you've been had a thing for Neve Campbell lately.
Maybe. I really have. I'm gonna be honest. I have.
We're good people, Bobby. We don't kill people.
She cracked me the hell up when Casey Affleck's in this too. He's pretty good in it too. But the part where she's like,
he
"Oh,
said
we gotta sell."
Yeah.
The part in the beginning where she's like, "Oh, we gotta celebrate because she's dead." I'm just like, "Oh my god." And then you see like all the flashbacks with Mona. It's like, holy shit! Like
this car was done to death. You see this here? Yeah, that's the Setzer valve. Yeah, and well, somebody punctured a hole in it, and what does it do? Nothing. It's absolutely useless.
I always forget that one guy's name. He was in the beginning of The Dark Knight.
Oh, the one guy played. Does he play? He plays her husband.
The bank owner,
William Fichtner.
Yeah, William Fichtner. Thank you. He's really good in this.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's hilarious. That's what I was like. I like Tom do this when he starts talking about it, because he says him so much, remembers him so much better than I do. But I always remember that line, like, "What do you do when life gives you shit? You make your shit
when life
salad.
Gives you lemonade. When life gives you potatoes, you make potato salad. Yeah, well, life gave me a whole pile of shit. What do you make out of that? Shit salad?"
I remember that.
No, but the one scene where William Fichtner touches Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs. and then she just slaps him in the face. It's so fucking.
It's crazy. This is Runner, man.
let me see the back of that DVD quick because that looks a little different.
The back of it.
Yeah, let me see it. Yeah, zoom in on that real quick if you can.
Yeah, the light is kind of fucking it up, but
that's like a new release I've not seen before. Can you make him bigger there,
Greg? Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was trying to read it and I can't really.
Did it blow up yet? There he goes.
Trying to remember what special features were on the one I got too.
It doesn't say anything about special features.
What's the disc look like? Let me see the disc.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I know it's all out of fucking focus. Because that's a way different one than the one I got. That's like a newer release.
Son of a bitch. All right, this is the disc.
Oh wow, yeah. See, mine's a flipper. Huh?
Oh, a 2-sided DVD.
Yeah.
I bet that was a later release one. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see Sony's name on there either anywhere.
It probably
Sony
was
released it originally.
Oh, Sony owns this?
Well, they released it originally. It was done by this small company that also did Bats and a few other movies back then.
Yeah,
And
I know. I know what you're talking
Revolution
about.
Studios or something like that it's called. And I think they went out of business or something like that. But now their movies have been starting to creep up here and there on streaming. And I didn't know they re-released that. So I wonder how.
No, this movie is free on YouTube. It's free on Tubi. Like it's free on a decent amount.
Yeah, it's been popping up all over the place now. So
yeah, no,
because they used to talk about it and people are like, I've never seen it. It's like, you've never seen it. It's a fucking hilarious movie. Yeah, Flipper. It actually has the full screen.
No, I never seen it until. No, I've never seen it until Tom talked about it in one stream, and I'm like, I gotta see this movie.
It's a funny one. It's a good one.
And yes, I'll admit it. Part of it is because of Nev Campbell. like listen.
You know what? I'll let that slide because it's her best performance ever.
Yeah,
she's had some decent performances.
Now this is still her best.
I mean, I mean, she is really good in this. I'll admit that.
You don't have that thing in your head that goes, bad fucking idea, Bobby.
Nice.
Okay, I'll be honest though. Like her performance in this, like she could play I mean, if she was still this young, she would play a really good fucking Harley Quinn.
I don't know about that.
I don't fucking care. I'd love to see that.
I mean,
right now.
Accent,
I mean, she still looks pretty good now, but she couldn't pull off a role like that now.
I just love how the whole town drives Yugos.
Exactly.
And I love how it opens. It's like in whatever year it was, this town was the test market for the Yugo, but that's a whole nother story. And it's like, what the fuck?
No, but 90s, early 2000s, Nev Campbell was something else.
Oh, she was at her peak in that movie. That was like right after Scream 2 and stuff like that. And
yeah, she was hitting it.
Yeah, Scream 2.
It might even been right around Scream 3 time, but it was like 2000, 2001 that movie came out.
No, yeah, it was
maybe
Scream
99, but
no, it was Scream 3 because it came out 2000.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was right around that period.
It was after.
I saw it in the theater. I was like one of the only. Me and my buddy were the only ones there in the theater that saw it. It's like we're like, this is a hilarious fucking movie though. I was like,
Drowning Mona.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it in the theater.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and it's like, how is nobody going to see this movie? And I kept telling people about it. I'm like, it's fucking hilarious. It's like, it's got all this cast in it. How is nobody like paying attention to this movie? It's one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
That's great. What came out during this movie?
Honestly, I'd have to look, but I mean, I think it was just because it was such a low distribution. Because it was
that's probably that might be a reason why.
And Bats also had the same problem. As I actually had to drive quite a ways to go see Bats because, like I said, the same company that released that through Sony, and so I was surprised I got to see. They actually had Drowning Mona at the closer theater, so I actually got to see it there. But that could have been part of it. I don't remember what else came up against it. 2000, it might have been like one of the Austin Powers movies or something. Who knows? I'm trying to remember at that time that would have, or some Adam Sandler movie probably or something. Who knows? I'd have to go back and look at
Yeah.
It did not do well in the box office.
No, it didn't, because I don't remember ever seeing like an ad for it for the theater or anything. Because I remember just renting it from
I've never
my local
heard,
video store.
I mean, I've heard. I mean, yeah, like I've heard no one talk about this in my life until Tom mentioned it once on one of the 4K for You streams, and yeah, it's the only time I've ever heard about it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it actually lost money. It cost almost $40 million to make. Opened with 6 and only made 15.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, watching the movie.
And it dropped it dropped in "Fuck You, It's January." That's another reason.
Oh,
and actually, that means I think if it opened up in January of 2000, wouldn't that have opened up against Scream 3?
It might have. It might have like a week later or something against it.
I think so.
They do that sometimes. They'll be like,
And
"Well,
that's
she's in
another
Scream 3. Maybe we'll hold it off for the week later, and people."
Oh, it was
come
more
see
like
it."
Scream got delayed, is what happened.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because
I
Scream
forgot
3
about
was
that.
supposed to be out in the year before, but yeah, it was supposed to be out that Christmas and then got pushed.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, well, it didn't even get a wide release until March, it looks like. And its wide release wasn't even 2,000 screens. That's part of the problem.
Mm.
I mean, and it did okay, but it just didn't have a great opening. But there was things like The Whole 9 Yards out there.
Mm-hmm.
The next best thing, it looks like. Pitch Black. So they didn't have a shit ton of really big competition. But it just, it came out and fuck you, it's January.
Yeah, here you go. Just watch something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Scream 3 had come out already.
There you go.
Yeah, so that came out in the Interium there in February 4th.
Didn't Gladiator come out in 2000? That might have been much
That's
later,
not
though.
on the list right here right now, but like I'm just looking at the weekend that it came out. Which you got
Right.
this is the March one, so I'm not even looking. It didn't have anything for January, even though that's what it says its initial release is.
Because I was gonna say, like, that movie
Well,
must have been huge that year.
It was kind of more of an independent-ish kind of movie, even though it cost $40 million fucking dollars. Hey, Six.
Yeah.
Hey, Six.
Hey, Six.
It's a good movie though. Glad you found it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah, I watched it on like YouTube for free. I think you can still probably watch it there now. You would have to watch ads. Or I think I watched it on Tubi. I think that's where I watched it, and it like played ads, but whatever. It was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I kind of knew I'd enjoy it just because of the way Tom described it, but I actually liked it more than I thought, to the point where I'm just like, I wonder like where I could buy this, and I'm like, oh, I can only get it on DVD. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. I don't know why it hasn't gotten a Blu-ray.
Which is weird because I'm looking it up now, and the version you have there was released in 2020.
No shit.
They probably just don't want to put it on Blu-ray. I wish we'd get a Bats on Blu-ray. I want that movie.
Yes.
Like here's the thing. Like, as much as we gripe on Shout Select's like prices and shit, I would buy Drowning Mona if it was a Shout Select Blu-ray.
Well, that's the kind of movies I wish they would start grabbing, right? Like the ones that haven't been released already. That's the problem I have with them.
Like that,
90% of them are movies that are already on fucking Blu-ray. But anyway, sorry.
I agree. Like this would be a good Shout Select Blu-ray. Like it makes sense to me.
Honestly, if any of you guys out there are listening, it looks like Samuel Golden Films released this. I didn't even know that company still existed.
That would have been good for a shout then, because they did do Once Bitten.
And other Samuel Golden titles, like their last movie they did was Passion of the Christ, believe it or not.
Huh. Did not know that.
They have not made money movies, not in years. And this was one of their productions down the line here. Well, actually, I'm going in the wrong direction. This would have been one of their earlier films, it looks like. But they've done nothing but garbage since then, it looks like. But hey, get on them. Fucking, This is not all of Samuel Goldwyn's, but they must have two different companies. Because this is like not the same Samuel Golden that you're thinking of. I mean, it's probably the same guy, but I think it's a different company. You know what I'm saying?
I think they do like classics. One's like Cinema Golden Classics or something, maybe.
Because like I think this is a totally different company. Because the first film they produced was Passion of the Christ.
Oh, okay. Have a good night, Cynical. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care.
Take care. But Tom, let's go for you for your final pick of the night.
Oh Lord, here we go. I might as well just bring up the trailer. Fuck it.
Oh no.
That would be because last week I didn't. I still don't want to say much. Knock wood. I didn't get in trouble or anything for that trailer last week. So
I'm surprised because I clipped it and posted on Twitter just so people can kind of like see it before you like.
I didn't have to edit it out or anything yet.
Oh, you didn't have to. Yeah,
I'm surprised because I think MGM owns that, but yeah, that's kind of surprising. They like to hit you. Well, last week we had the one. Now we have the sequel.
Oh no!
That's right, kids. Fritz is back.
Hello, world. This is the event mankind has been waiting for.
That risque rascal, that far-out feline. Fritz the cat is back. He's come a long way, baby. And now he's up to his tail in outrageous adventures. In the 9 lives of Fritz the cat. Meet Fritz the Kraut.
This conquest of the world thing is just to get attention. I was not conscious of this.
Fritz the Kraut.
Holy shit!
You know where it's at by the time you're 11.
Fritz the Casanova.
Want to drop your phony inhibitions and love your fellow man?
Fritz in the White House.
Stop kissing my hand.
Fritz in the Black House.
Don't anybody move. What's this? We found you with toilet paper. I use hair straightener.
And
Oh my
Fritz
God.
in outer space.
We have ignition.
This one so far isn't all that graphic.
I would say this is a much tamer trailer.
Meet Morris.
It's tough to find that good pickle.
Duke.
Fritz, you ain't changed a bit. You still don't know where it's at.
Juan.
I've been double gala baloney.
Nikki.
Are you buffalo? Yo, can I rip you off? Get the out of my shop.
I think this is the PG trailer anyway, yeah.
Did anyone find an earring?
And God.
Yeah, I've been God for about 3.5 years now.
We interrupt this telecast for a message of real importance.
I decided that I just wanted to be a prostitute.
It's 9 times as funny, 9 times as freaky, 9 times as funky.
It's disgusting. How dare you? You got no class, man.
As fabulous Fritz out-Fritzes himself in the 9 lives of Fritz the cat.
It was not as bad as last week, so.
Well, this is like I said. I think this is a much more subdued trailer. The movie itself is actually only rated R, even though it's not much more tame in any shape or form. But it did come out like 4 or 5 years later, so by then, I think the country had changed enough to where they're like, it's cartoon tits and shit. So who gives a fuck? Yeah, I mean, because honestly, like this one is a better film overall. I hate saying that because Bakshi didn't have anything to do with this one, but it just has a better story and an easier to follow story. Because like the first one is just kind of like Fritz just kind of wandering through things. This one actually takes the idea that, Fritz lived these 9 lives. So it goes back to the, like the 30s and the 40s and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then goes into the 60s again. And then it even jumps to the future. And like, yeah, it's kind of a cool little story. It's pretty neat. I actually kind of like it better than the original. I know it's kind of sacrilegious to say that, but no, I suppose I should show the Blu-ray because
Runner, you got to go real quick.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately,
liar.
Dude, listen, man.
Fritz the cat has 9 lives. Get it?
I have been.
There you
go. I have been exhausted all fucking day.
No worries, man.
Wake up early. We
only got one more pick left anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Listen, if this stream wasn't gonna happen, I would be asleep right now. But like, I actually I got a lot going on when it comes to work. But I love being on here. That's why I even if I got a decent amount of stuff to do when it comes to schoolwork, I try to make it on here because I love you guys.
Oh, listen to you. Well, I appreciate you coming out here, Runner, for real. I appreciate it, man.
Pretty okay, too.
No, you're supposed to say you're supposed to say thank you like Tobey Maguire did to Andrew Garfield when he said I love you guys. That's what you're supposed to say, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I did Mr. Miyagi, which is better.
Yeah.
Well, what did you say?
You're pretty okay too.
Yeah, pretty okay too. Don't get me wrong, I like Spider-Man No Way Home, but I'm still not getting all those references.
I don't know.
I've only seen it twice, but yeah.
Yeah, I watched it with my mom a few days ago. Yeah, she really liked it.
Yeah, cool.
If I had more time to watch movies, it definitely would have been one I would watch again. But
I only know I think I watched like the cam versions on YouTube with the scenes with the 3 Spider-Man and the villains.
Like, how dare you, sir?
No, just because those are the best parts of the movie, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
So I know like some of the lines.
But I get you, man. But I do appreciate you coming on, and I thank you for being here, Runner. So go ahead, get you some sleep, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
See you later. Okay. Tom, 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat. It's sacrilegious that you like this one. But
I don't know if it's sacrilegious. It's just I'm saying that it's better than the first film in a way.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear others' opinions.
I've not seen the second one, so I can't speak on it too much. So, yeah, anybody out there who has seen either one in the chat or anything, what do you guys say? Which one do you prefer?
It may also be that I saw this one first without realizing it, like kind of in a weird way, because this was on Cinemax, and I just thought it was the original film. I didn't even know there was a sequel. So I saw it just thinking it was Fritz the Cat, and then they ended up showing the original Fritz the Cat, and I'm like, wait, this is a completely different fucking movie. So that's when I realized there was 2 different movies, and so like since then, obviously I knew there was a sequel, but
right,
you know, at first, being that was the first one I saw, I kind of attached myself to that one in a way too, so that could be part of the bias. But to me, it just as a story, it flows better. To me personally, Bakshi probably did some more amazing stuff animation wise in the first film. Not that either one of them are like groundbreaking animation in any fucking way. They're just pretty straightforward, kind of like talking comic strip in a way with a bunch of nudity, so and crazy shit. And, you know, so like it's not like it's heavy metal or anything like that, where it's work of like. I mean, it is a work of art. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's not like it's, you know, it's kind of like comparing, you know, rock and roll to Mozart in a way.
Right.
It's kind of oddball considering heavy metal is rock and roll, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I know what you mean, man. But that's interesting. I've done that sometimes before, where I've seen like a sequel to a movie, and I prefer the sequel to the original without realizing that there was an original. So I've done that before.
Yeah, I mean, the Kino did a pretty good job with the release. I mean, neither one of the first one or this one looked the greatest, but I mean, they're animated films, so
yeah.
You know, they look all right for Blu-rays.
Well, there we go. Like 4K restoration of those, much like heavy metal, would be interesting.
It'd be nice, but I don't think that would ever happen.
Yeah, I don't think that was some of the stuff that happens in it.
Well, I'm not even sure if they could even find the original negatives anymore. Who knows?
That's true. Yeah. So what's it like? Are those 2K scans from a different thing on it or something?
It doesn't specify where they come from, but they're clearly not the same ones from the DVDs before. They must have done a new one, but they're not the negative. I can tell that much. It's a pretty good print, but there's some elements of it that's obviously an older print. It could be an interpositive or something like that, but it doesn't look that good. So I don't believe that's the case. I'm not sure what elements they had. It doesn't say on the back here either. So yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah.
But, yeah. So
no reversible cover either. I was kind of disappointed that they couldn't have. I mean, I would have probably kept the original theatrical thing anyway, but
yeah. Now watch me get something for
nothing really for special features either.
Really, nothing special.
The first one I think had like a commentary on it, But this one I don't think has anything. I think they got the trailers and that's it. Yeah.
Well, but at least you got like both of them, which would
and the commentary is just from like a film historian on the first one. It's not even like anybody associated with the film. So
yeah. Well, sometimes a lot of the Kino Lorber ones have that. Sometimes they just have commentary about.
I like they at least put an effort, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could do commentaries. If anybody's listening, you know, I've seen other YouTube channels do commentaries for actual releases. I'd be willing.
Well, to be honest, and I could actually probably even get people that were involved with the productions.
No, there you go.
we hosted the commentary for Hellraiser Judgment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Gary did that's the official director's commentary for that movie. It's on our channel.
Cool. That's awesome. But it's cool pick. Cool pick. I'm gonna have to check out the Fritz the Cat, the sequel, The Nine Lives. It's been a while since seen the first one, but yeah, I've never seen the second one, so I'd have to check that one out.
Definitely pick the pair up if you catch them on a Kino sale. They're worth it.
Definitely. I mean, that fucking Kino gets me every time. Legitimately gets me every time.
I mean, I think I paid the full price, which was like $17 or $20 or whatever, but I'm sure they'll be on Kino sale at some point for like 10 or something. Yeah.
They have so many great, seriously, they really do have so many great titles. You go through it and you're just like, I'm broke.
I missed a few the last time too. I got to kind of kicking myself in the ass on, and I think it ended today or yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, it ended the 19th yesterday. I was going to go back and get some, but I couldn't after the money.
Yeah, I didn't have the cash.
The money I spent the first time around, I just couldn't go back and get the other ones I really wanted.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 more I wanted to get. And I'm like,
same.
Trying to get them next time.
Same here. Plus, I've been trying to save some of my money because I do want to get. I got heavy metal coming, and then there's some stuff on Vinegar Syndrome. I really been meaning to pick up.
I'm supposed to be getting a shipment from them actually. I seen that the other day.
So there's like a few there that I've been really trying to save money because I really want to pick up from there. And then there's a couple arrows that are coming out soon that I want to get to. And I definitely want to get Candyman, Life Force, and possibly Escape from New York. I haven't decided yet on that one.
Yeah, I broke down. I told you that I got.
Yeah, you broke down.
I should know, but
yeah. So I've been trying to save up a little bit for some of the newer releases coming soon because I know they're going to cost me some money.
I'm thinking about getting Candyman and the with Dr. Strange.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, "There's another title I want to get now, Doctor Strange."
Not that I really want a Candyman poster, but
yeah, I just want the 4K. I don't really need.
Yeah. Which sucks because I just bought the Blu-ray not that long ago.
I knew something was coming because that Blu-ray was like $9 not too long ago.
Actually, isn't it Arrow that released or did it? No, Shout did it.
It was Shout. Shout did Arrow. That's. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it just pisses me off when they do that.
I know. Shout did that one.
Another gripe with the RoboCop thing, right?
Right.
Because I spent almost the same fucking price on the standard
Blu-ray one. Yeah, the original.
I mean, it's just.
It's exactly the same other than the 4K.
I don't know. I'll see.
I guess I'll show my last pick of the night. It's actually a fairly newer movie, but it keeping in vein with the type of stuff I like. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse from Paramount. This is a funny, great zombie movie. It's better than I anticipated, so I was really glad I got this. It's just a good fun time if you like zombie movies.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, essentially it's these three scout kids, like they're nerdy kids. Nobody does scouts, and a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and so they use their skills as scouts to go around taking out zombies, and it's freaking hilarious. It's got Cloris Leachman who's in it, and she becomes a zombie, and she's got zombie cats because she's like the old cat lady. And it's got David, what's his name? How do you say his last name? Kochner. I can never pronounce his last name. He plays their scout leader. It's pretty funny. It's got moments. it's got some disgusting moments. It's got some really good practical effects and stuff. So it's a fun movie.
Is that one of those Shudder movies or something like that? I thought I saw it on some streaming service, but I couldn't remember.
It's probably on Paramount Plus because it's a Paramount movie. But no, I don't know if it was ever actually released in theaters. If it was very limited. But it's funny. Like there's a scene early in the movie. There's this big titty cop, right? No other way to put that. And one of the kids is just like fascinated with her, and she's walking around. And then later on, they're being chased by a horde of zombies, and she's at the front, and she gets caught in a gate. And on their way out, her shirt does, and so like she's trying to come through, and it's just like they just pop out, and she's stuck there, and she's just like, and the one kid's like, hold on, and he runs back, and he just starts grabbing and playing with her boobs. Then he runs away from him. It's just pretty funny like that. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger's son's in it. He plays the jerk kid, that's in every movie. So it's pretty funny. It has its moments. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge zombie person, but if I ever
I like
the
occasion, I like the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead.
Those are the only ones I really dig. Yeah,
occasionally I'll find a newer one that I kind of like, and I kind of like that one. It's not too bad.
I didn't mind Zombieland and shit like that. So I mean, it looked like, I think I seen a trailer for it. It kind of looked like something kind of like that. So
yeah, if you're sort of into Zombieland, just think of like Zombieland, but like a raunchy comedy version of Zombieland, if you know what I mean.
Which is kind of already a raunchy comedy.
Yeah, but like in this, they go a little further. Like they show the zombie boobs, and like the one kid, he's falling out the window, and he reaches to grab something, and then when he looks up, he's grabbing a zombie dude's dick, and he pulls it off and falls backwards. So it's pretty nasty. So yeah, there's that. But it's just similar to Zombieland, but a little more hard R. So that's about it.
That is a week of physical release.
Yes, I told you my picks weren't the greatest, and I didn't.
Haven't really seen them. That's the only thing, so I can't really.
Yeah, I know. I get you, man. That's what I said. It's like I knew some of these you guys probably hadn't seen, and it's just I didn't have the greatest picks. I expected like Heavy Metal and Robocop from you and Runner. So, and then I thought Mike was going to be in the show, and I know Mark's got some amazing crap. He's got some good ones.
Yeah,
lately.
it was a bummer he didn't get to make
it. Yeah, I was hoping he'd come on and join us one night because he's always got like those really cool titles that I like, and they're the ones I've never heard of. So, but yeah, like I said, most of mine weren't great. Hopefully, I'll have some better ones next week for you guys that we can talk a little more about on my side. But like I said, each one of mine you can kind of like, since it's 420, you could kind of get high and watch each one of these. But that's that, and I thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's always fun to get to do this. It's one of my highlights of the week.
Yeah, it's probably my best performing thing I do on my channel. So I dig it. I love having fun doing it. But yeah, thank you, Tom, and thank you, Runner. Thank you to everybody in the chat. HVP, Tyrell72, Random Bread Creator, Anthony Draven, Brian Barth, Cynical, Stephen Luther, Larry 6, Courtney's Oddball, Dalton B, a Cosmic Squirrel. And if I forgot you, I apologize, but thank you guys all for coming. And around these parts, you know how we like to close it out, since we sort of talked about a lot of it tonight. So
how you doing?
Bitches leave.
Bitches leave.